A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Here's something to remember. No matter how modest a home may be, no matter how simple the furnishings, a lot can be done for the looks of every room with Johnson's Paste Wax. That's right, you can give your floors the rich, warm glow that only a true wax imparts. You can add a shining luster to all your furniture that will make even the most inexpensive piece look beautiful. You can give all the wood surfaces in your home a gloss that picks up and enhances the colors of your drapes and walls. And then there's this to remember. The same shining coat of wax that makes your furniture and floors look rich and well cared for makes them easy to keep clean. Dust and dirt won't cling to a surface glowing with Johnson's Wax. An occasional dusting with a dry cloth is all that's needed to keep waxed surfaces shining brightly. Yes, any woman who takes pride in keeping her home attractive will tell you there's no finer wax than Johnson's Paste Wax to bring out the beauty of the home.
Look on the bright side, shine up the right side, bring out the beauty of the home.
Here's a pleasant little domestic scene. A cold winter day, a roaring fire in the fireplace at 79 Wistful Vista, the morning paper neatly divided into two sections, and Mr. McGee looking at both of them, while Mrs. McGee looks at him. As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
A pew? A pew? A pew?
McGee.
Huh?
For goodness sakes, are you still worrying about that old pewter teapot?
Huh? What old pewter teapot?
Of Mrs. Williams's that you made a table lamp out of?
Oh, no, my gosh, I forgot all about that last week.
Well, then why are you sitting there saying, a pew, a pew, a pew?
Oh, I was looking over the plans in the paper here, the new church they're building. It says, a pew, a pew, a pew, and a window. A pew, a pew, a pew, and a door. And all like that there.
Oh, yes, I saw the pictures of it. It looks wonderful.
Yeah?
Incidentally, speaking of old things, I cleaned a lot of trash out of the attic this morning and put it on the back porch for the junk man.
Oh?
If he happens to come by while I'm not here, be sure to give it to him.
Out of the attic? Oh, now, look, kiddo. I hope you didn't throw out anything good of mine from out of up there. My gosh, I got a lot of valuable stuff stored away up there.
Well, you needn't worry. All I brought downstairs today was a lot of junk.
Oh?
An old dressmaking form Aunt Sarah gave me in 1925, when skirts were just below the knee and the waistlines were just above them. A little old sled with one runner bent and all the paint scraped off.
Sled? Oh, Molly, you're not giving my old sled to the junk man. My little old snowbuster that I got from
Well, my goodness, I didn't dream you still wanted that thing, McGee. It's all broken anyhow.
It can be fixed. My old snowbuster. I'll get it right now, before that junk man hauls it off.
Okay, dearie. Ah, there goes a good kid. And such a big kid, too. What he's going to do with a sled that he must have gotten about the 3rd grade. A sled that we were married 10 years before I could get him to take it out from under his bed and put it in the attic. I'll never know. But he'll rush back in here in a minute with a happy smile on his chubby little cheek, shouting, "Ah, my old sled," and I'll just...
Ah, my old sled. Just look at it, Molly.
Uh-huh.
My little old snowbuster. Look how that baby glides across the floor.
Heavenly days, sideways.
Oh, no. The runners are bent a little, sure, but they're solid as a rock. They don't build sleds like this baby anymore, baby.
No, they've learned a lot since that one was built, all right.
Boy, oh boy, what memories this thing brings back. The fun I had on it.
Yeah.
Why, every bone I ever broke in my life was broke on this old sled. I remember one day I was so...
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Oldtimer. Come in.
Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello there, kids. Hey, what you doing with that beat-up coaster, Johnny? You been raiding the city dump again?
No, this is my old snowbuster, old-timer. Had it since I was a kid. I've kept it put away long enough. Now I'm going to fix it up now and give it to some other deserving little kid now.
Johnny, I've knowed a lot of kids. I've knowed kids that deserve a licking and kids that deserved a kicking. But I've never knowed a kid that deserved a thing like that.
What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with this sled that I can't fix. Look at that baby, solid as a rock. Or will be when I get it fixed.
He's very sentimental about his sled, Mr. Oldtimer. I bet you had a sled when you were a kid, too, huh?
Oh, I sure did, daughter. Had me a dandy. Ever tell you about my nephew, the double-jointed bomber pilot?
What's a double-jointed bomber pilot got to do with your boyhood sled?
Just reminded me of it, that's all, Johnny.
Yeah?
It was a flexible flyer, too.
Oh.
Yes, sir, kids. I was a great one for winter sports. Bobsledding, ice boating, skiing, post office.
Post office? We were talking about winter sports.
Daughter, the way I played it, it's a year-round game. Yes, sir. Yep. Ice boating. Just a little demonstration smacker was all. Ice boating, bobsledding, snowballing, hooky.
Hockey.
Had to play hooky to get time to play hockey. But my favorite sport was dog sledding up in Alaska. Entered every dog sled race they ever had up there. Never won any, but it was a peck of fun.
Why didn't you ever win?
I don't know, Johnny. Always used to pull into town 2 or 3 days after the other fellers, gasping for breath. Moccasins wore out, and them 8 dogs sitting there on the sled, yabbering away fit to bust.
But the dogs were supposed to pull you.
Well, I'll be doggone. I thought that was an awful long harness for one man.
So the other guys got the prize money and you just got the sourdough, eh?
Sourdough? That's pretty good, Johnny. But I heard it with a slight political twist.
Yeah?
The slight political twist I heard it with, one feller says to t'other feller, he says, I see where Mr. Truman is building a new porch onto the White House. Yep, says t'other feller, it's great to have a place where you can sit on warm summer nights and watch the moon and prices come up. Well, see you later, kid.
So long.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and all dressed up with a broken heart.
See how this runner's straightening out, Molly? Some kid is going to be awful lucky to get this old sled of mine.
I don't know why you call it lucky. You've broken your arm, your leg, 3 ribs, and your clavicle on it.
Yeah. I cracked my glockenspiel on it, too.
Heavenly days, where is your glockenspiel?
I don't know. My folks gave it away right after that. Said I didn't deserve to have a glockenspiel.
Said you didn't deserve... Well, what is it?
A glockenspiel? Oh, it's a kind of a xylophone sort of thing. Yeah, I was taking lessons on it and was coasting home from my teacher's house when one sled runner hit a bare manhole cover, spun me around, threw the glockenspiel through a bakery window right into the apple strudel.
Come in. Oh, it's Mr. Williams, the weatherman, McGee.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Foggy. Come in out of the weather, man.
Thank you. I hope you don't think I'm being conceited if I say that this is a beautiful day.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Williams, not at all. It is a lovely day.
You betcha. Crisp, cold air, snow crunching underfoot, sharp wind biting you on the neck, icicles ready to drop off the roof and stab you through the derby, limbs covered with snow up to your hips. Ah, what a day to stay inside out of.
I take it you are not an admirer of winter weather, McGee.
Oh, he used to be, Mr. Williams. You should see him do a triple somersault on ice skates.
Me? A triple somersault on ice skates? When did I do that then?
Don't you remember the time you tripped over the root on Sheehan's Pond the very first time you went ice skating?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they rushed me to the doctor and x-rayed my head. Thought maybe I had a conclusion.
Concussion, McGee. A conclusion is a finish.
That's what they thought he had, all right. How about you, Mr. Williams? Are you one to frolic in the snow?
Frankly, no. I'm a warm weather sportsman. Swimming, sailing, fishing, and all that. Particularly deep sea fishing. I caught a 210-pound tuna off the coast of Mexico one summer.
My gosh, a 210-pound tuna.
I didn't know they came that big.
This was a piano tuna. He had fallen off a Matson liner. Every time he comes through town, he tunes my piano. Another time in Louisiana...
Hey, that's one place I always wanted to go, Foggy. Down to New Orleans, to a Mardi Gras. You ever been to a Mardi Gras? You ever been to a Mardi Gras?
It's Gras, McGee.
Huh?
Mardi Gras.
Gras?
Didn't you learn that in high school, or didn't you study French?
Oh, I studied it, but I didn't paw. In Louisiana, Foggy.
Well, I was driving slowly through the city, admiring the courteous traffic sign.
Courteous traffic sign?
Yes, like one way, if you please, street.
Oh.
And no you all turn.
Oh.
When suddenly, nothing happened. It was perhaps the quietest trip I've ever taken.
Well, that's very interesting in a negative kind of way, Foggy. Oh, hey, I'm fixing up an old sled of mine. Is there going to be any more snow this week?
Well, our charts at the office indicate a cold front with alto-cumulus clouds advancing on a 40-mile line, McGee.
Huh?
With a low-pressure area to the south, that would imply an indicated precipitation of an intermittent character.
What?
However, should the air masses recede in variable directions, there is no doubt that both wind and temperatures will be affected, although to what extent it is impossible to tell within several degrees. And the dispersion of moisture will depend largely on subsequent barometric pressures.
Oh, that.
What on earth does that mean?
That means, Molly, it's going to clear up clouding and give us a dry drizzle.
Yes. Well, good day, probably.
So long, Foggy.
Being a weatherman must be interesting work.
Yeah, but I'd hate to be in his shoes right now.
Why?
Too small. I wear a 9.5 and he wears an 8. Well, I got to finish hammering out this bent runner. Oh, I had the little tortoise, but he isn't here no mo'. He saw the frames for my new glasses and recognized his cousin Joe. Oh, that laid an egg. Go the monkey and the coconuts.
Hiya, Molly. Hello, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Omaha. You're just in time to give me a hand. Grab that pair of pliers, will you?
Sure. What'll I do with them?
Just hold them. Every time I sit down, I've been sitting on them. Now, let me see. This runner looks okay.
He's fixing up an old sled of his, Mr. Wilcox.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was an orange crate that had been hit by a beer truck.
This is my old sled that I've had since I was in the 3rd grade, Junior. I've kept it all these years.
Why?
A good question.
What do you mean, why? Why does anybody keep anything that has given them as much pleasure as this thing has given to me out of?
That sled has tender memories for him, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, I'm happy to know that he's capable of such sentiment, because that's the sort of emotion that keeps me in business.
What do you mean, Junior?
Oh, McGee, now for goodness sake.
Oh, I didn't.
Why, Captain?
I'm glad you asked me that, Cal.
Bet you are.
What I meant was that everybody who loves and cherishes his nice things wants to keep them looking their best and wants to protect them against the dust and dirt and dampness and the ravages of time.
Well, we're in this thing now, dearie. We might as well go along with it.
Help him out.
What's the best thing to protect things with, Mr. Wilcox?
Johnson's Wax.
No kidding. What does it do, Junior?
Johnson's Wax?
Yeah.
Why, it protects and seals the surface so the dust and dirt can't cling to it. Seals the pores of wood and leather.
Say, how is it on lampshades and luggage and floors and furniture and woodwork and enamel surfaces and windowsills?
Oh, it's wonderful. And
Don't you think that Johnson's Wax gives that gleam of hospitality, that sparkling welcome to a well-kept home that is the pride of all good housekeepers, Junior?
Oh, I do indeed. Why,
Personally, now, the knowledge that it preserves while it protects, that's very important, it seems to me. And when it's so simple to guard fine things with Johnson's Wax, why...
Yeah, but what that got to do with...
And besides... And besides, Junior, I always say that Johnson's Wax is...
Look, waxy.
Huh?
Oh, that's me, isn't it?
Why, George?
I guess I'm kind of confused. Yeah, kind of fused.
Yes, sir.
We were all selling wax there for a while, weren't we?
Anytime we don't, Waxy, we'll get 3 pink slips in the mail that Molly never ordered from the bonton.
Mr. Wilcox, are you and McGee going to bowl tonight?
Oh, hey, that's what I stopped in to tell you, pal. I can't bowl tonight.
Why not?
Well, my aunt and uncle are visiting us, and she's using my bowling ball.
To bowl with?
Oh, no, she slips it into my uncle's socks so she can darn them.
What?
That's my uncle, Bigfoot Wilcox. See you later. So long.
Mr. Wilcox has the strangest relatives.
Yeah, ancestors, too. He ever tell you about Big Windy Wilcox, the glass blower, who lived back in 1772 or 3?
No.
Well, it seems that Big Windy was blowing a few wine bottles for a friend when he suddenly got the hiccups and while he's blowing...
Come in. Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble. Nice to see you.
Hello, my dear. And how are you, Squirrel Muzzle?
Splendid, tonsil robber. Probably due to the fact that I've not availed myself of your services for some time. Don't I look well?
If you want my professional opinion, Fiddle Hip, they dug up the skeleton of a prehistoric man in New Mexico a few weeks ago, and frankly, he looks better than you do.
Well, they say that New Mexican climate is very helpful.
There are times, Plasma Boy, when I... What are you staring at?
That thing that looks like a sled. What is it?
It's a sled.
That's my old sled that I got for my birthday when I was in the 3rd grade, Doc. I'm fixing it up. Some kid can get a lot of use out of that sled.
Some kid has had a lot of use out of it. You must have been a destructive little monster, McGee. That thing looks like you'd used it to go aquaplaning over 12 miles of stump land. Or were you smuggling hot tombstones across the border?
It is a little battered, Doctor, but he's fixing it up all right, he says.
Oh, my gosh, it's the sentiment of the thing with me. Gee whiz, it's the sentiment. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but...
Oh, no. You're not old-fashioned, McGee. You're as up-to-date a lad as I ever met.
Is he really, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. In fact, he has the only vacuum-packed head in town that I know of.
You hear that, Molly?
Yes.
You're not just saying that, Doc, because you admire me.
No, I'm not. I merely...
Probably for you, Doctor.
No doubt. Someday I'm going to Lapland, rent a reindeer, ride it 600 miles into Siberia, and see if they can catch me with a telephone.
As the guy says when he finally got out of bankruptcy, look, the receiver's off the hook. Take it, Fatso.
Thanks. Hello, Gamble speaking. Who? Oh, yes, Mrs. Clatterhatch.
Oh, her again.
Was that Mrs. Clatterhatch? Your husband got bit by a worm? Well, I don't think that's very serious. I beg your pardon? Oh, well, in that case, I'll come right over, Mrs. Clatterhatch, right away.
What's so serious about getting bit by a worm?
She said it was 5 feet long and had a rattle in the end of its tail. I'll see you later.
The King's Men and Manana.
Deposit, she is dripping and the fence is falling down. My pocket needs some money so I can't go into town. My brother isn't working and my sister doesn't care. The car, she needs a motor so I can't go anywhere. Manana, manana, manana is good enough for me. Now my mother, she is working. She's working very hard. But every time she looks for me, I'm sleeping in the yard. My mother thinks I'm lazy. Maybe she is right. I'll go to work mañana, but I'm gonna sleep tonight. Mañana, 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 mañana is good enough for me. Once I had some money, but I gave it to a friend. He said he'd pay me double, it was only just a lend. He said a little later that the horse, she was too slow. Why he gave the horse my money is something I don't know. Mañana, 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 she's good enough for me. Mañana, mañana, mañana is good enough for me. The window, she is broken and the rain is coming in. If someone does not fix it, I'll be soaking to my skin. But if we wait a day or two, the rain may go away. And we don't need a window on such a sunny day. Mañana, 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 I will do something, baby. Mañana, mañana.
Get a load of my little old snowbuster now, Molly. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. As soon as that enamel dries, it'll be as good as new.
Certainly looks flashy, all right.
Oh, I'll say it's flashy. This is the sled that I won the 4th grade race down Kickapoo Hill against the whole 4th grade with this sled. When I was in the 4th grade.
Did you?
Yep. They claimed later that it wasn't fair, though. They claimed the reason I went faster was because I was 30 pounds heavier than any of the other kids in the race.
Oh?
Well, naturally I was heavier. Because there wasn't a kid in the whole 4th grade that was anywhere near as old as I was. Naturally,
that's my boy. Always years ahead of everybody.
Sure. Gee whiz, the memories this old sled brings back. What recollections. Just looking at it gives me that old neuralgia feeling.
Oh, you don't mean neuralgia, sweetheart. You mean nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
Sure.
Oh, why would the sled remind me of flowers? Although I do remember that bed of orange-colored nostalgias we had behind the house.
McGee, no, those were nasturtiums.
Oh, now, Molly, please. Anybody knows a nasturtium is a dirty crack.
What?
Why, sure. Doc Gamble is always casting nasturtiums at my bowling, and
McGee, those are aspersions.
Aspersions? You sure?
Positive.
Well, then what in the first place did I say wrong?
You said the sled gave you a neuralgic feeling. Neuralgia is a headache.
You said it. Headaches, backaches, busted ribs, fractures. Ah, but I loved every one of them. Like the time I got lost with this baby in that thicket at the edge of town. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I never told you about the time I was coasting downhill through that little thin thicket?
No.
Well, sir, there were 2 thickets out there. A little thin thicket that we used to hunt in, and a big thick thicket that was so full of thorns and things it made you thick just thinking about it. Well, sir, I coasted downhill on my sled thinking I was headed for the thin thicket when all at once I hit the thick thicket with a thud. The thicket was not only thick with long, thin thorns, but every stick was thick with kicks. And the thinnest part of the thick thicket was thicker than the thick part of the thin thicket, so naturally when I hit the thick thicket...
Hold it, dearie. Come in.
Oh, hi, Wim.
Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, folks. My goodness, it's cold outside.
Yeah?
I had to walk backwards all the way over here.
Walk backwards? Why?
Well, I was breathing so hard and my breath froze so fast that if I walked frontwards, I kept snoring in my own face.
What happened if you stood still?
I fogged my glasses. I like to be outdoors in this kind of weather, though, really.
Yeah, it's good.
Any kind of weather, in fact. It gets me away from her.
You mean?
Yes. Sweetie face, my big old wife. I really had a wonderful weekend last weekend, though. You know, I got the cleverest idea.
Yeah, what'd you do, Wim?
I got up real early one morning, and I painted little bitty red spots on all our mirrors.
What was that for?
Well, for 3 whole days, Sweetie Face thought she had chicken pox. Till old Dr. Gamble had to go and spoil everything.
My gosh, that wife of yours really makes your life miserable, doesn't she?
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Mr. McGee.
You wouldn't, Mr. Wimple?
Gracious, no, I'd be afraid to. She'd simply Oh, what a pretty little sled.
You like it, Wimp? This is my little old snowbuster. Had it since the 3rd grade. Me and this sled have been through a lot together.
Yes, through a bakery window and a thick thicket, to name a couple.
Well, I just stopped in to tell you about a little surprise.
You should have seen me when I first got this sled, Wimp. I used to grab it up, clutch it against me like this, and start running real fast.
Why? Wasn't it yours?
Certainly it was mine. I used to start clearing the kitchen, see, and run through the dining room, through the living room, through the front hall, out the door, and launch myself with this baby onto the front sidewalk. First winter, I got the mailman 3 times and the milkman once.
They used to call him Lightning McGee because nobody knew where he'd hit next.
My, isn't childhood horrible? I just wanted to tell you about a little surprise that I've got.
Boy, oh boy, this old snowbuster feels good in my hands, you know it. It's been a long time since I did a flopper on this baby, but I still got the old technique.
Yes, but do your muscles know it, dearie?
Open the front door, Wimp. Let me show you what I mean.
Yes, but... Well, all right, Mr. McGee. But I'd like to tell you about my surprise.
I'll be with you in a second, Wimp. I'm going to start in the dining room, pick up speed through the living room, and launch myself off the front porch like a
Now,
rocket.
McGee, you're not as young as you were, you know. After all...
Now, don't worry, kiddo. Just stand well back. I'll go down that front sidewalk like a bullet.
But, Mr. McGee, I've got a surprise.
Later, Wimp, later. I couldn't turn off this enthusiasm now if I wanted to. Here I go!
Oh, dear, be careful, McGee.
I wanted to tell you my surprise.
Yippee!
But I cleaned all the snow off your sidewalk for him.
What?
But I guess it was a surprise after all, wasn't it?
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. For most of us, these winter days bring too little sunshine. But next to sunshine, there's nothing like Johnson's self-polishing glow coat on your linoleum to give your whole kitchen a warm, inviting glow. And that's even truer of the new glow coat, because the new glow coat shine is nearly twice as bright as before. It really brings out all the beauty and color of your floors. Johnson's self-polishing glow coat is easy to use, too, as so many women know. There's no rubbing or buffing. You simply apply and let dry. Now, what could be easier than that? And what could be easier than keeping your floors spotlessly clean by merely going over them lightly with a damp cloth? That's all you need do to wipe away dust, dirt, and spilled things from a surface waxed with Johnson's Glow Coat. Try this easy method, Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat, to glamorize, to protect, and to bring out the beauty of your home.
Look on the bright side, shine up the right side, bring out the beauty of the home.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to congratulate the more than 2 million members of the Boy Scouts of America on their 38th anniversary this week. This is the organization which builds good citizens, and there will never be too many of them.
After all, a daily good turn for 38 years multiplied by 2 million adds up to a lot of kindness and decency, and the world can use it.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The makers of Johnson's Wax Products, Racine, Wisconsin, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson's Wax Program with a special message about an outstanding new product. It's Johnson's Cream Wax, the fastest wax polish you can buy for your furniture. Johnson's Cream Wax cleans so quickly, dries so quickly, polishes so quickly that using it is practically as easy as dusting. Even big dining room tabletops will be bright and lustrous, almost as fast as I can tell you about it. That's possible because Johnson's Cream Wax not only cleans in a moment, it dries and polishes in a moment. Leaves no wet, sticky, dust-catching oil on the surface of your furniture. So to have furniture that's perfectly cleaned and beautifully polished And to have it with no more trouble than dusting, get the fastest wax polish you can buy. Johnson's Cream Wax. The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. I believe all of you who've been buying Johnson's Glow Coat will be pleased to hear that more people buy Glow Coat than any other self-polishing floor wax. S.C. Johnson & Son, the makers of Glow Coat, are especially happy to be able to make this announcement because now Glow Coat has been improved even further. There's a new glow in Glow Coat that gives your kitchen linoleum a glistening finish far brighter than before. Be sure to ask for genuine Johnson's Glow Coat. Comes in the same familiar yellow container with the bright red band. But the Glow Coat in that container has a new glow that shines more brightly, far more brightly. An oil-burning furnace can make a house mighty comfortable these brisk winter days, if you have oil for it, of course, like the people at 79 Wistful Vista just ran out of, because the man of the house forgot to order any. Here's the house now with a cold furnace, a fire in the fireplace, and Fibber McGee and Molly.
So I told the guy we got to have some fuel oil right now, see? And he says, well, why didn't I order it sooner? I says, I didn't need it sooner, wise guy. And then he said something I didn't like, and I hung up.
What did he say?
Goodbye.
I don't know how you manage it, dearie, but you can rub more people the wrong way than a cross-eyed masseur.
Well, I just... Here, let me throw another log in the fireplace. Maybe that'll help.
Isn't that pretty, McGee? I love to watch an open fire, although, frankly...
Sure, it's great. It'll keep you nice and warm all day, if you happen to be an andiron. Our trouble is we happen to be people.
Yes, cold people. I never realized how much heat the fireplace throws up the chimney.
Said it. Get 6 feet away from this mantel, and it's colder than a wet overshoe.
I've got the oven turned on in the kitchen and the oven door open, but it doesn't reach out here, and there's a terrible draft coming under the front door, McGee.
Yeah, really. That's what's making this room so cold, you know it? My feet are freezing, and I know why. It's that weather stripping I bought for the front door that makes that draft under there.
What? How on earth can the weather stripping make it drafty?
By being down in the basement where I left it when I bought it. Summer before last.
Oh, dear.
Well, it was any use to put it on the door then. You don't need weather stripping in the summer, naturally. It's too hot.
I see.
It's always too cold in the winter to take the door off the hinges to put the weather stripping on it. Kind of a vicious cycle.
My. We better roll a rug against the door or something, McGee. It's bad enough with the furnace turned, but that wind through here, too, we'll catch our death of cold.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right. Much as I hate to, I'd better weather strip that front door right now. I'll go get my tools and my mittens.
Oh, yeah, it's too cold for that, McGee. Just roll a rug again.
No use going halfway, kiddo. I'll yank that door off, nail the weather stripping on it, and have it back up there nice and tight before you can say, come in.
Oh, it's Mayor Latrivia, McGee. Come in, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Latrivia.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. McGee. It's mighty cold outside. It's mighty cold inside, too.
Yes, it is. Our furnace is out of oil, Mr. Mayor. Here, sit over here by the fireplace.
It wouldn't be so cold in here if it wasn't for a big draft under the front door, Latriv, but I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take the door off.
You're going to take the door off to keep the wind from blowing under it?
Yep.
Isn't that a little like swimming to Europe for fear you might fall off the boat?
Well, he's just taking the door down to weather strip it, Mr. Mayor.
Certainly.
Oh. Well, as I was saying to Miss Tremaine just the other day...
Oh, Fifi Tremaine. We haven't seen her in weeks, Mr. Mayor. How are you two getting along, anyhow?
Yeah, how's that three-cornered romance between you and Fifi and Doc Gamble coming along, Latriv? Is it true that Doc's Christmas present to you was a new set of strings for your violin?
I don't play the violin.
That's odd. Doc Gamble claims that you're playing second fiddle with Fifi.
Don't you play any musical instrument, Mr. Mayor?
No, not really. Though I dabble a bit with the sweet potato.
It's not very good manners, Latriv. Eat 'em or leave 'em alone, I always say, but don't dabble with 'em.
I didn't mean
I
to
like
dabble
them,
in
too, but they're so terribly fat.
Oh,
Yes. Yes, they are. In fact, I think I'll give them up and start playing the violin.
Where were we?
We were talking about Fifi Tremaine.
Oh, yes. I had a date with Miss Tremaine last night. On the way home, my right front tire blew out, and we skidded into a ditch.
Heavenly days.
Nobody hurt, I hope.
Oh, no. But we did have to spend almost 2 hours marooned on a dark road 13 miles from town.
How awful.
Yeah. You think so? But I have to see as much of her as possible these days. She may take the lead in a new play. Title role, in fact.
What play, Latriv?
Joan of Little Rock Ark. Fifi is a splendid actress, you know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Well, I must be getting back to the City Hall. I'm freezing to death here, and I have a rather serious problem waiting for me down there. We've discovered that the city treasurer has been playing the races with public funds.
Oh, no. How much has he lost?
Lost? He hasn't lost anything.
Huh?
In fact, if he wins again today, we'll be able to build a wing on the City Hall. The whole city council was up all night with the racing form. Well, good day.
So long.
Oh, that wind is cold, McGee. Let's stuff some towels under that crack in the door and let it go.
No use putting that weather strip job off any longer, Molly. You know me. I like to do things right now. I'll get my tools, yank that door down, and nail that weather strip.
Okay, dearie. Ah, there goes a good kid. But stubborn as a mule, and just as handy with tools. Well, there's only one thing to do about it, and I know what. Hello, operator. Give me the Ritz Vista Hotel. Yes, the Ritz Vista at the corner of 14th.
Billy Nelson Orchestra and Pancho Lagusta.
She had vaudeville act with me, but she died of sheer confusion when I laid bigger eggs than she. Oh, the monkey and the coconuts.
How's the weather stripping coming, dearie? You going to finish that front door this winter? Not that I want to hurry a craftsman like you, but my elbows are turning blue.
Don't you worry your golden little noggin about that, passion flower. When I get this door put onto its hinges, it'll be snug as a skunk coat on a skunk.
Well, get on with it, sweetheart. Those blankets over the front door aren't exactly airtight, you know. Look at them billow.
Yeah, I better get with it, I guess, before my hands freeze up. I got less circulation right now than the Wall Street Journal in Stalingrad.
Come in. Just push the blanket aside.
Okay, daughter, I'll just... Well, hello there, Johnny. Who's doing all the woodwork? Ain't seen so many shavings laying around since Grandpa had to whittle his wooden leg down to fit some Christmas socks.
Front door needed weather stripping, old-timer. There was a draft howling through here that would have blew the back teeth off a bandsaw.
'Tis kind of breezy in here, Johnny. Minds me of the time I took my dog sled and marched across Alaska with a load of popcorn.
Popcorn? Who in Alaska wanted popcorn that bad?
Fellow that run a movie theater in Skagway, Johnny. Had him a double bill that week that emptied the seats like the smell of smoke. But so long as he had plenty of popcorn, the Eskimos would buy tickets. Had a sign in the lobby. Hot blubbered popcorn.
Then when the popcorn was gone, there they were, still holding the bag.
Oh, yeah. Well, sir, I started out with 14 Malamutes. Them's Eskimo dogs, Johnny.
What'd you think I thought they were? Derby hats for sour trumpets?
But it was so cold, pardon me, but it was so cold. Them Eskimo dogs, they just give up.
They did?
They laid down, curled their tails over their noses, and quit. I whooped them and I cussed them, but 'twas no use. And me 147 miles from Skagway at 46 below zero.
I know how cold that can be, too. I went to a ladies' club luncheon once, and 3 of us were wearing the same model hat. We had to knock the frost off the tea bags.
That's a very interesting yarn, old-timer. Well, back to work, folks.
Hey, wait a minute, Johnny. Ain't you interested to know how I got out of that desperate situation?
You mean we have to stand here shivering while you go that 147 miles to Skagway?
Well, make it snappy, old-timer. I got to finish this door.
Okay. Well, sir, I couldn't get them huskies to move, so I went to the woods and trapped me a rabbit. Then I trapped me a weasel and a wolverine and a timber wolf and a catamount. Hitched them up in a straight line, grabbed the sled, and just hung on. The weasel chased the rabbit, the wolverine chased the weasel, the wolf chased the wolverine, the catamount chased the wolf.
Yeah?
Made Skagway in 2 hours and 7 minutes and sold the pelts of them 5 brutes for enough to pay my hospital bill.
Hospital bill? Frostbite?
Nope. Traveled so fast, my snowshoes caught on fire and burnt my feet. Well, get with it, Johnny. So long, daughter.
Goodbye.
I'll be glad when we get this door hung up again so we'll know when people go out. How can you slam a blanket? Oh, well.
McGee, haven't you got about enough trimmed off the door by this time? I've dumped 5 loads of shavings in the fireplace.
Don't you worry. There'll be more, kiddo. This door has got to fit perfect, and I can tell by looking at it I ain't got enough off yet.
McGee, you'll have to pin that blanket a little more tightly over that door. Oh, never mind. It's just Mr. Wilcox coming in.
Oh, hi, Junior.
Hi, pal. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox. Sit down and split a chilblain with us.
Well, it is a little frigid in here now that you speak of it. Didn't you pick kind of a silly day to take the door off, Happy?
What's silly about it? Does an icy wind come blooping through here on nice sunny days? What's there to fix on a day like that? Use your head, Junior.
Well, if I'd known what you were doing, pal, I'd have brought my wife over. She's pretty handy with a hammer and a saw. Loves carpentry. You ought to see the necktie rack she made me for Christmas.
Pretty, is it?
No, it isn't very pretty exactly, but you ought to see it hold a necktie.
How does she get time for that stuff, Junior? Woodworking is a full-time hobby.
Oh, she has plenty of time. Got the housework pretty well simplified, you know.
Oh.
Me and my big, fat oral cavity. Yeah, I think I got the conversation all safely tied up, and then I give him an opening he could walk through with a raised umbrella. Well, go ahead, Junior. Pour it out.
Spread it around.
Let it dry.
What are you two talking about? I was telling you about my wife's hobby, woodwork. Today she started to make a
Yes,
bookcase.
Mr. Wilcox, we know. And then McGee said something about how does she get the time, and you said she has her housework pretty well simplified.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do we mean? We mean Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. That's what we mean.
Yeah, but I didn't
And
say
we know what
anything about...
simplifying housework means, too, Mr. Wilcox.
Sure.
You might as well come right out and say it. That glow coat on the kitchen linoleum saves hours of housework and gives more leisure time for making necktie racks and stuff.
Because it's so easy to apply and requires no rubbing and no buffing. Come on, tell us.
Oh, now, look,
And, Mr. Wilcox, don't forget that the new glow coat has a new glow, too. Don't forget that. The same familiar container on the outside with the added glow on the inside. Keep your linoleum and your wife both looking young with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
He's being stubborn. He ain't going to tell us.
Well, I guess we can't force him to sell the product if he isn't in the mood. Tell us about what your wife is making in woodwork now, Mr. Wilcox.
Hey? Oh, I was shivering so hard I didn't hear what you were talking about.
Your wife, what's she making now out of wood?
A fire, and I'm going home and sit by it. So long now.
Oh, sweetheart, please get busy and hang that door up again. My feet are so numb right now they feel I've been standing in a bear trap since September.
Now, just be patient, baby. Little Fibber's back on the job with a heart full of song and a mouth full of nails. Oh, the monkey in the coat.
Hey, stop that infernal noise, will you?
Hey, you're getting hoarse, Molly. You better...
No, that wasn't me, dearie. That was Dr. Gamble.
Oh, him.
Come in, Doctor. Just push the blanket aside.
Thank you, my dear. And what, may I ask, goes on? Or comes off here?
The door, Doc. I'm shaving off the bottom of it so I can put on some weather stripping.
So you wait till the coldest day we've had this winter to take it off and fix it. Well, that's fairly logical for you, leatherhead.
It's the old story of the leaking roof, Doctor. You can't fix it while it's raining, and when it stops raining, it doesn't leak.
Don't explain it to him, Snooky. Don't even talk to him. Maybe he'll go away. Maybe he's just a nightmare from them pickles and ice cream I ate last night.
Now, McGee, don't talk like
Let
that.
let him go, my dear. I like to watch his jaws flap. You know, it's always fascinating to see how nature makes up for a nugget-sized brain with a bucket-sized mouth.
I tell you what I heard about Doc at the Elks Club last night, Molly.
No, but I don't think...
Oh, go ahead and tell her, fracture coaxer, whatever it was. I'm not the least bit interested.
Okay. They tell me Doc let his secretary go yesterday, Molly.
His secretary? Why?
Yeah, he had to let her go. She threatened to scream if he didn't.
That is a deliberate falsehood.
Why, sure it is.
My secretary is 47 years old. She's been with me since 1925. And besides, she's got laryngitis. Now that I think of it, that makes her a lot better off than you are, Molly.
How do you mean, Doctor?
Well, she'll get over her affliction in a few days, but you're married to yours. Heaven help you.
Oh, now don't talk like that about McGee, Doctor. He's a mighty good husband.
You're darn right. You know any other woman that's got a man willing to take a front door off on a freezing day and weather strip it just so his wife would be warm and comfortable?
Well, I have to admit you're original, Beetle Brain.
Okay, now get out of the way, will you, Fatso? I got work to do.
Yes, I've got to get back to the hospital anyway. I got a couple of cases coming in I want to prepare for.
Oh?
What kind of cases, Doctor?
Frostbite, and I'll see if I can get you a room with twin beds.
Good day, my dear. Go on with it.
Northward we go, through the land of paradise and snow. Sliding, gliding, spilling, thrilling, racing, chasing, sailing, trailing, northward, home.
The King's Men sing Saskatchewan.
What a delight when I think of the night that I met you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. With a thrill, with a spill down the hill I upset you on in Saskatchewan. With the breezes, a race on the skis I would fetch you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'd walk ahead while you rode on the sled I would fetch you on in Saskatchewan. We might have been in the Alps, just like you see in the papers, risking a couple of scalps and cutting Canadian capers. It's going to be nice to get back to the ice of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train and I'll get you on in Saskatchewan. Oh, it can be love when you're in love. When you're in love, you feel as though it's 98 above and so away you go across the paradise of ice and snow. We'll hibernate like a bear deep in a cave that I'll dig you. We'll be a tropical pair and melt our Eskimo igloo. As soon as I've heard one affirmative word I can catch you on, I'll whisk you to Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train and I'll snatch you on to snappy, silvery, sunny, sparkling Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
A little Spitz who liked to sit on the floor, but he backed into a stove, and now my Spitz he sits no more. Oh, the monkey and the coconut.
McGee,
Huh?
how soon will you have that door fixed? I'm freezing.
It won't be long now, kiddo. As soon as I shave a little more off of this door, I'll nail on the weather strip, and I would have been through here by now, but it's kind of slow doing work like this with my fur mittens on. The string keeps sawing my neck.
I only hope that door fits when you get through with it.
You hope it fits. Huh. You're talking to a master carpenter, Tootsie. I don't just guess at this stuff. I measured it right to a T, and I marked the door just how much to shave off.
Well, good.
Only thing is, I can't find the mark. Look through those shavings and see if I accidentally... no, never mind. I got a better idea. I'll put the door up and try it again before I nail on the weather stripping. That way I'll...
Come in. Oh, it's Mr. Wimple, McGee. Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wim.
Hello, folks. For goodness sakes. Termites, Mr. McGee?
No, Mr. Wimple, he's just fixing the door.
Yep, I'm weather stripping it. You're just in time to help me put it back on the hinges, Wim. Give me a hand, will you?
Okay. Will a hand with 2 wool gloves and an argyle sock on it be all right?
I thought those were mighty fancy for mittens, Mr. Wimple. Your wife knit them for you?
Yes. She promised they'd fit like a glove, and they do, too.
Well, come on, time's a wasting, Wimp. Let's get this door up.
All righty. You lift it up there and hold it, and I'll put the pins back in the hinges.
No, don't bother. I'll put the pins in the hinges. That's pretty tricky. You just hold the door up, that's all.
I thought so.
Okay, let's go. Grab the door by the edges, boy. That's the way.
Now, be careful, Mr. Wimple.
Yeah, that's it.
This is heavy. You better help me, Mr. McGee.
No, you're okay, boy. You're doing fine. Great. I'll hold it up in front of you. That's it.
I haven't had anything this big and heavy in my arms since Sweetie Face proposed to me.
Can you see what's in front of you, Mr. Wimple?
No. And I couldn't then either.
I'll steer you, boy. Bring it this way. That's it. Watch the lamp cord.
Thank you. This door.
Watch out for the footstool, Mr. Wimple. Look out.
Here, let me help you up, Wimp. My gosh, watch it, will you? I don't want this door all scratched up. Look at the teeth marks you put in it.
I have a wonderful idea, Mr. McGee. You hold the door and I'll go home.
Yes. Hold the door up yourself, McGee. It's too heavy for Mr. Wimple.
Too heavy? Why, Molly, do you mean to insinuate that Wallace Wimple can't handle a door like this? You think he's a sissy? Just look at the muscles under those 3 sweaters and that overcoat. Wallace Wimple is no weakling.
No, he isn't.
Good.
He's no pigeon either. I'll put the pins in the hinges.
Okay. Now, I'll get it. The door is kind of heavy at that.
Hold it higher, dearie.
Yeah?
That's it, Mr. McGee. Now, more to the right.
Is it?
That's it. Oh, that's perfect. have the top pinners in.
Oh, boy, was that ever heavy. Attaboy, Wimp, that's got it.
Good. Slam it quick and let's see if it keeps some of the wind out.
Yeah.
It's just like a Dutch door with the bottom half open.
Holy smoke, how did I ever cut that much of it? I must have made a little mistake somewhere.
You're just being modest there. You made a big mistake.
Well, I'm going outside, folks, where it's warmer. Don't bother opening the door, Mr. McGee. I'll just bend over and go out under it.
Gosh, that wind is getting colder every minute. Look at that door, Molly. What did I do? I must have been looking at the wrong mark when I cut it. Oh, it's cold.
Now, look, sweetheart. Let's face it.
Huh?
We won't get a carpenter till tomorrow, that's for sure. Then where can you get a new door tonight?
I don't know. My gosh, kiddo, what'll we do? We can't stay here and freeze.
We'll go downtown. Spend the night at a hotel.
Yeah, but gee whiz, we'll never get a reservation this late in the day.
Oh, yes, we will. At the Ritz Vista.
Huh?
They have dinner dancing, too. In fact, we already have a reservation.
We have? Who made it?
I did.
When?
5 minutes after you said you were going to fix the front door. Tighten up your muffler, dearie. Your mouth is hanging open.
Have you tried the most popular self-polishing floor wax? It's Glow Coat, formulated and manufactured by the makers of Johnson's Wax to make your kitchen linoleum more beautiful. And there's a special reason for trying Johnson's Glow Coat now, because Glow Coat has a new glow. A glow that gives your linoleum a finish that's brighter, far brighter than before. Well, I think you'll agree that a lustrous, gleaming linoleum is worth having, even if it took a little time and trouble to get it. But using Glow Coat is almost unbelievably easy. You just apply it, let it dry, and watch it produce its own sparkling luster without any help from you. Johnson's Glow Coat shines as it dries. There's no buffing or polishing necessary. Tomorrow, ask for Glow Coat. Glocoat. Glow Coat, the self-polishing floor wax made by S.C. Johnson & Son. Johnson's Glow Coat still comes in the same familiar yellow container with the bright red band. But the wax in that container has a new glow, which brings new, brighter beauty to your kitchen linoleum.
Oh, my, isn't this a pleasant hotel room, McGee?
Very cozy. I didn't have enough dough to pay for it when we checked in, and my bank account is all scrambled up as usual.
What did you do?
I called old man McDonald at the Third National. He's bringing me over a bank draft.
What'll he do if we're out to dinner?
Stick the draft under the door. Ain't life strange?
Yes, it is.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Oh, by the way, you'll be able to hear the new Alan Young Show next Tuesday night over most of these stations. Then be back with us again, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. 90% of the women in this country wax their floors because they know how much more beautiful it makes their homes. And more of those women use Johnson's paste wax than all other brands of paste wax combined. Now, the reason is there's no other wax quite like Johnson's paste wax. No other wax can bring such lustrous beauty to the floors of your home in exactly the same way. Johnson's paste wax improves the appearance of a room more than you'd believe possible. It gives the floor a rich, mellow glow that makes the whole room a warmer-looking, pleasanter room to live in. It protects your floors, too, forms a hard shield over the surface that dirt can't penetrate, and that's far easier to clean. Dirt comes off with a flick of your dust cloth. So next time you're at the store, be sure to ask for Johnson's Paste Wax. No other wax can bring such lustrous beauty to the floors of your home in exactly the same way. Wistful Vista, since last night, has been under 3 feet of beautiful white snow. The town looks like it had just been engraved by Currier and Ives. And here, admiring the lovely scene through a tightly closed window, are Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, isn't that simply beautiful, dearie?
Yeah.
I love snowdrifts. Just before they get the first coating of soot and cinders.
Yeah, and you know what? I never seen the snow so deep.
Oh, it isn't so deep.
Oh, no. Well, look at that house across the street. All you can see is that piece of red chimney sticking up.
That's a fire hydrant.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, well, this window was kind of frosted up. I couldn't see the house. Hey, I'd kind of like to go out and romp in that snow, you know it?
Go ahead. Obey that impulse. Live dangerously.
I don't dare. I'm too skeptical to catching cold. Hey, remember when we were kids in Peoria and I built that big hollow snowman with a tunnel under it and I'd crawl into it at night and talk to people when they walked past? Remember that?
Yeah. It was one of those nights that old man McNally went on the water wagon.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah. Well, so my school teacher went past with a new boyfriend. She says, "Oh, look at the cute snowman." And I tipped the snowman's silk hat and says, "You're cute too, kiddo, but who's your friend with the jazz bow tie and the bell-bottom face?"
Oh, dear.
Well, her boyfriend started kicking the bajunior out of the snowman, and I quick ducked out of the tunnel, ran around the block, and come up behind them weeping because they ruined my snowman, and she made him give me $1 to stop bawling. I cried myself into $22 that night.
We went on some beautiful sleigh rides in Peoria, too.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the first time you ever kissed me was the night you rented the cutter from the livery stable.
Well, I had to kiss you, Tootsie. Had too much invested to waste the evening. Besides, holding hands is all right in the summertime, but when it comes mitten weather, a man has to establish better contacts.
I'll bet tonight would be a beautiful night for a sleigh ride, McGee.
Yeah, it probably would at that.
Yes, it would.
Sure would. Probably.
Well, it was just an idea. I didn't really expect it. Come in. Oh, it's Dr. Gamble, McGee. Come in, Doctor.
Wait till I stamp the snow off these overshoes.
Not so hard, Fatso. That porch is built for people, not elephants. Take it easy.
Hello, Molly. Good day, short, dark, and revolting.
Greeting, Lancelot.
Beautiful day, isn't it, Doctor?
Lovely, simply lovely. Very bracing.
Especially to a doctor, eh, Pillbox? The very thought of people sniffling through snowdrifts and skidding into lampposts must be very invigorating.
Now, stop it, McGee. The doctor isn't that much of a promoter.
Oh, well.
Thank you, my dear. But we mustn't take little Eggface here seriously. He's the kind who bursts into our waiting rooms clutching his chest and moaning with pain, and when we rush him inside for an examination, we find he just has his dime store stick pin too deep in his 50-cent necktie.
I only done that once.
Twice, dearie.
Huh?
Twice. How about the time you sat on my sewing basket and had to stand on the running board as I rushed you down to the doctor's office?
Yes, indeed. That episode is known to my staff as the time we went looking for a needle in a hayseed.
Is that so? Well, in the first place, sponge loser.
All right, boys. All right, that's enough now.
Well,
I'll be quiet.
Good. When you came in, Doctor, we were talking about what a wonderful night it would be tonight for an old-fashioned sleigh ride.
A sleigh ride? I haven't been on a sleigh ride for 30 years.
There hasn't been enough snow to hold you for 30 years. But no kidding, Physician and Sturgeon. You like sleigh rides?
Love them.
Yeah?
Hey, why don't you promote one, Sonny? You know where you can get a sleigh?
I bet he does, don't you, dearie? He can't find his hat or his left hand or the piano, but just ask him to locate a sleigh or an octopus trainer. Or the Police Gazette for October 1917, and he's your boy. Tell him, lover.
Certainly I know where I can get a sleigh. Farmer friend of mine out on Route 62, Mel Hess. Who? Mel Hess. His name is Mel of the Hess, but they call him Mel for short. He'll rent us a sleigh.
Can we count you in, Doctor?
Why, sure, I'd love it. I'll be on a case tonight, but I think I can get away in time.
Something serious, Doc?
Oh, no. Man is suffering from snoring insomnia.
Snoring insomnia? What on earth is that?
He keeps dreaming he can't sleep. Rather baffling.
Well, I'll call old Mel then, huh?
Sure, give him a ring. So let's make it a party. We can eat a chicken dinner out in the country and carry some hot coffee, and I'll bring my harmonica.
No, Doctor, no.
Okay, if you don't bring your mandolin.
Okay.
Go on, call him, McGee.
What's his number, dearie?
I don't know. I got it wrote down in a little book here somewhere. Oh, I know. It's right here in the hall closet.
Never mind. Skip it.
I hate Sleigh
No,
Ride,
it won't
McGee.
take a minute. I know. Hello, operator. Give me Mel of the Hess, Wistful Vista 7869.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Lavender Blue.
Well, the sleigh ride's really shaping up, Molly. I just talked to Wallace Wimple on the phone, and he's all set to go.
Well, good. Is his wife coming with him?
He says no. I don't know how he's going to get away from her, but you know Wimp. He's as shifty as an armful of coat hangers.
Did you make arrangements for the sleigh all right?
Yep, all I got to do is call old Mel at 7 o'clock and tell him to pick up everybody here at our house.
Say, what about food? You can get pretty famished riding around this winter air, you know.
You said it, and when Doc Gamble says he's hungry enough to eat a horse, they put on extra guards at Pimlico. So I took care of that.
You bought him a horse?
No, I called the half-mile house 6 miles out the highway, and they're going to serve a fried chicken dinner for $1.25 a plate.
Oh.
With cloth napkins, even. I'll take care of the check myself. And...
Sounds like another customer, dearie.
Good. At $4 a piece, I might even make a profit out of this thing. Come in.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox. Come in.
Hi, Junior. How do you like this weather, boy?
Isn't this wonderful, kids?
Yeah.
Boy, what memories this weather brings back.
Well, let's live in the present for a minute, Junior. Do you like sleigh rides?
Himself here is drumming up a sleigh ride, Mr. Wilcox. Everybody's
A sleigh ride. Oh, sure. I love sleigh rides, kids. Matter of fact, I proposed to my wife on a sleigh ride, inadvertently.
Oh.
How could you propose inadvertently?
Well, I was sitting there in the sleigh with my girl, you see, and my father came out leading the horses. My girl said, "What's he going to do?" And I said, "The horses are going to get hitched." And she said, "What?" And I said, "Get hitched." She said, "Okay, pal, if you think you can afford it." I couldn't either, but I did.
Wasn't that sweet?
Then as we were riding along in the sleigh, I was pointing out to her how beautiful the dashboard looked after I'd waxed it with Johnson's paste wax.
Oh. That's very romantic, Mr. Wilcox.
And naturally, being anxious to impress me, her future husband, she kept making up questions about Johnson's wax to ask me, you see. Like, was Johnson's paste wax good for window frames and floors and woodwork?
Yeah.
And, of course, I'd tell her how Johnson's paste wax is the best possible way to protect and beautify all wood surfaces.
But look, Junior, about the sleigh ride.
That's what I'm telling you about, pal. Long before she went on this sleigh ride with me, she knew all about Johnson's wax and how it beautifies and protects, because her mother not only used it at home, but her father
Hey. Look, Waxy.
Yes, pal?
You want to go sleigh riding tonight?
Sure. What time?
8 o'clock at our house, Mr. Wilcox.
Cost you $4 apiece, including a chicken dinner.
Great. Want me to pay you an hour later?
Oh, you can give it to me anytime, Junior. Right now is okay.
Okay. Here's $10. Got change?
No, I can give it to you anytime, Junior. Be ready at 8, will you?
Sure. I'll bring my wife. And you know what you can bring?
What?
My $2 change.
Okay.
See you, kid.
Here's $2 change. What does he think I'm going to do? Take off for South America on a tramp steamer with it?
Oh, he didn't mean anything. Mr. Wilcox is just businesslike is all.
What's businesslike got to do with it? Gee whiz, you'd think any two guys at all that I and him have been friends this long, either one of them would automatically trust me, wouldn't he? Wonder if this 10 spot he give me is any good. It's awful new looking.
Why don't you put it under a microscope, dearie? If Alexander Hamilton looks like Groucho Marx, it's no good.
Hey, I think I better phone the trivia about this deal tonight. He may not get here in time to... hand me the phone, will you?
Here you are.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the City Hall at the corner of 14th and... Oh, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Tis, eh? What's say, Mert? Your kid brother had a beef with the cops.
Oh, the poor lad. What'd they do to him?
Bought his lunch. He had a beef on rye. How's that, Mert? No, not so hot. Okay, I'll try later. The trivia's phone's busy. Remind me to call him because I could...
Come in. Oh, it's the old-timer, McGee. Hello, Mr. Old-Timer.
Hi, old-timer.
Hello there, kids. Some snowfall, eh?
Yeah. Hey, you want to go on a sleigh ride tonight, old-timer?
A sleigh ride, Johnny?
Yeah.
Sure I do. Who we going to sleigh and where do we hide the body? One good way is to mix up some cement, see? Mix it up with your feet so you won't leave no fingerprints.
No, Mr. Old-Timer, not that kind of a sleigh ride.
A sleigh ride. S-L-A-Y-G-H. The wagon with skates on.
Oh, one of them. Say, I'd love that, kid.
Long moonlight ride.
Crips winter air.
Chicken dinner at midnight.
Classy joint, too. Ketchup right on the table and real cloth napkins.
That's for me, kids. Count me in. Mind if I bring a date?
A date? Well, go right ahead. Plenty of room in the sleigh. Cost you $4 each, though. That's all.
Oh, it's deductible, Johnny. I just put it in my income tax report as foolishness, $8. Well, let's do my little black book here. Let's see who to ask.
Well, for goodness sakes, that's quite a bunch of names you have there. Must have taken years to compile that book, Mr. Old-Timer.
I bet it did at that, daughter. Found it in the phone booth myself. Let me see now. I could take Bessie. No, Bessie wouldn't have $8.
Gosh, you don't mean to say you let your girlfriends pay the expenses?
they all insist, Johnny.
Yeah?
They think I'm cute. Let's see, Veronica Lake, Hetty Lamar, Jenny Lind.
Jenny Lind isn't living.
Well, what's so lively about a sleigh ride? See,
Oh, come on, get down to the girls you really know. Here, how about this one here?
Hazel?
Yeah.
I might give Hazel a ring if she could get ready in time. She don't get off work till 5 o'clock.
Well, the sleigh ride doesn't start till 8. Anybody can get ready in 3 hours. Where does she work?
At the roundhouse, daughter. She's head grease lady on the diesel locomotive. No, I'd better scratch Hazel. She'll never get herself degreased by 8 o'clock.
Well, you figure it out. We got to...
Sure wish Belita was in town.
Belita?
Yeah, Belita'd be a fine date for a cold night. She's a fire eater with a circus. Got a very warm personality.
A lady fire eater?
Yep. She closes her act by drinking a bottle of flaming gasoline, Johnny. Very flashy. I took her on a hayride one night, and we got along fine till she drunk some too hot coffee, got the hiccups, and set fire to the wagon. Oh, better take Bessie, I guess. Save me a seat in the sleigh, kid.
We'll save you 2 seats if you're bringing a girl.
1 seat'll do, daughter. Bessie ain't heavy. See you at 8.
The King's Men and a Little Bird Told Me.
A little bird told me that you love me, and I believe that you do. This little bird also told me I was falling, and I was falling for no one but you. There's no use denying, I might as well confess. Of all the girls I know, dear, I'm sure I love you best. A little bird told me we'd be happy, and I believe that is true. This little bird also told me we'd be married, and I do believe that is true. This little bird also told me when we marry, we'll have a pretty cottage not too far, all fenced in like a movie star. Great Dane Puck, we'll call him Ace, lying there by the fireplace, goldfish pond and a wishing well. Everything is going to turn out swell. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. A little bird told me that you love me, and I believe that you do. This little bird also told me I was falling, that I was falling for no one but you. There's no use denying, I might as well confess. Of all the girls I know, dear, I'm sure I love you best. A little bird, that you love me, as I believe that you do. So I'm sending back that little bird, he'll be bringing you the word that I'm in love with you.
Yes? I see. Well, that's really too bad, but maybe some other time. Yes, I'll tell him. Goodbye.
What's really too bad and who's going to tell what to?
That was Mr. Wilcox. He can't go on the sleigh ride.
He can't? My gosh, he's got to. I made all the arrangements. I got so many people going for so much dough, and the dinner is all arranged. Gee, he's got to go. I won't come out even.
Well, he won't even come out. He's sitting up with a sick wax customer.
It's a fine state of how do you do. Gee whiz, here I go.
By the way, isn't it about time for the man with the sleigh to show up?
Yeah, any minute now. Let's see now. I got the food took care of. And old Mel's bringing along a thermos jug full of hot buttered root beer in case of frostbite. I told him to put in 5 bales of straw. I'll bet that's Latrivia. He said he'd be here early. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mayor Latrivia. Come right in.
Hi, Latriv.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. McGee, isn't this a beautiful night for a sleigh ride? I've been looking forward to this all day.
Oh, so have we. Do you enjoy winter sports, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, I like all sports, Mrs. McGee, including winter sports. When I was younger, I was quite a skier. I also played a great deal of hockey.
Boy, me too. Every time I played hockey, the teacher'd call the truant officer, and he'd come hot-footing out to the old swimming hole, and there I'd be horsing around in the mud. With the whole gang naked as a brass bedstead.
Well, I don't think we're talking about the same thing, McGee. The game of hockey as I played it...
Oh, now, you can't tell himself here anything about playing hockey, Mr. Mayor. He was an expert. Particularly in the summer when the weather was nice.
Yeah. No fun playing hockey in the wintertime. Might as well stay in school then and keep warm.
I think you're referring to hooky, McGee. Hooky and hockey are two different things. A hockey is played on ice.
You said it, Mr. Mayor. He was on thin ice all the time.
Yeah. I'll say I was. Where'd you go when you played hooky, Latriv?
Nowhere. I just put on my ice skates and shin guards and... No. I played hockey.
Ice skates and shin guards. Oh, I bet you wish you'd have thought of that.
Sure do.
Think of kicking a truant officer in the shins with ice skates on.
Boy, if we ever got...
I didn't kick any truant skin in the officer skates. I didn't wear skates just to kick... Look, you're talking about hockey. I was talking about hooky. Hooky is a game you play on skates.
Oh, no, it ain't, kiddo. It's a game you play on teachers and truant officers. You see, when you play hockey...
But I didn't. I played hooky.
Huh?
No. You played hooky. I played hockey.
Did you ever get caught?
Any number of times. No, of course I didn't. That's ridiculous. We played it on a rink right in the schoolyard.
Oh, a sissy, eh? Scared to get out of sight of the school. What fun was that? My gosh, the fun of playing hooky, Latrivia, is getting chased all over town by a truant officer.
I tell you, I didn't play hooky. I played hockey. It's an ice game.
Hooky's a nice game, too. If you don't get caught.
Anyway, I never heard of playing hooky right in the schoolyard. That's the panty waist virgin, I always say. But back in Peoria, when us kids got caught...
I don't care what you got caught with in Peoria. I tried to play. I skated on a rooting skate. The skating rink. Hooky game and I was a hooky player, a hockey jockey, and I said you wouldn't want to know it. It wasn't. McGee?
Yes?
There's a ringing in my ear. Would that be your voice or the telephone?
Oh, that's the phone, Mr. Mayor. Pardon me. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Who? Oh, yes, he's right here. For you, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you. Hello? Yes, this is my honor speaking. Yes, I'll be right down. Yes, right down. Yes, right away. Thank you for calling. Special council meeting. I have to get right down to the city hall. I'm sorry I can't make the sleigh ride.
Oh, hey, you can't back out and look. Look, all the arrangements are made. My gosh,
sure. Besides, Mr. Mayor, you're leaving the field open for Dr. Gamble to take Fifi Tremaine on this sleigh ride.
Yeah.
Have you thought of that?
Yes, I have. I thought of it 2 hours ago. About the same time that Dr. Gamble got an emergency call and had to drive out to Dugans Lake. By the way, he won't be on the sleigh ride either, but have fun. Good evening.
All the dirty...
Looks like the sleigh ride's falling apart, doesn't it, dearie? No Mr. Wilcox, no Mayor Latrivia, no Dr. Gamble, no Fifi Tremaine.
Well, there's still the old-timer and me and you and Wally Wimple. That's enough for down by the old mill stream, of course. I'll get stuck for about $16, but maybe...
Hey, Mr. McGee, come on, Mrs. McGee. The sleigh is outside. It drove up just as I got here.
Yeah, well, where's Sweetie Face, Wimp?
You mean my big old wife?
Yeah.
I didn't bring her.
No kidding, Wallace.
No, sir. I'm sick and tired of having her boss me around.
Yeah?
So I just made up my mind to go out alone this time. I stopped around the house getting ready, and then I just sneered and slammed the door. I'll show her.
Wow.
When does she get back in town?
Next Thursday. Oh. You guessed it. Oh, by the way.
Yeah?
You know the old-timer?
Yeah.
Well, he called up and said he was sorry.
Oh,
but...
no.
You mean he can't go with us on the sleigh?
Yes, he said he was staying at his girlfriend's house to watch her knitting.
You mean he backs out of a beautiful sleigh ride?
Just to watch his girl knitting?
Yes. It seems she fell on the ice this morning, broke 3 ribs, and had them set this afternoon, and he's over there watching her knitting.
Oh, fine. Well, who does that leave, McGee?
My gosh, just you and me and Wimp. And the driver, of course. Mel Hess.
Who? Mel Hess, Mr. Wimple. He's renting us the sleigh.
Hey, Wimp, you're turning pale. What's wrong, kid?
Mel Hess?
Yeah.
That's Sweetie Face's brother. He hates me. I can't go with him. I'm sorry, folks. No.
And I'm a great little promoter. Well, might as well go out and pay Mel off and send him home. Come on, button up your coat. It's cold. Where's my muffler? Oh, here it is. Hi, Mel. I got some bad news. Hey, you ain't Mel Hess.
Nope, Mel couldn't come, Mr. McGee, but I was coming into town, so I brought the sleigh for you. Have to drive it yourself, I guess. Keep tight rein on old Bolivar on the left. He's a stumble bum. Well, have a nice sleigh ride. Good night.
Well, what do you know? Next time I promote a sleigh ride, I'll make everybody take a loyalty test. Hi, babe.
Hi, Bud.
Care to go for a $32 sleigh ride?
Why not?
Not a very good question. Well, hop in. Here you go. Get up, follow up.
All of you who use Johnson's Paste Wax know that mellow beauty it can bring to your home. You've seen the rich, lustrous finish of wood surfaces that have been polished with this remarkable wax. But maybe you don't know how easily and quickly you can polish your waxed floor when you have Johnson's new Beauty Floor Electric Polisher. The big whirling brush buffs your floor in a few seconds. All you do is guide this polisher across the floor. Ask your dealer about Johnson's new Beauty Floor Electric Polisher. You can buy one now or rent one at low cost if you prefer.
Well, dearie, it's nice to be home again. I will say you promote some beautiful sleigh rides. That was a lot of fun. Too bad you got stuck for all those chicken dinners. I eat about 2 complete dinners myself, and you, I never saw anybody put away the... McGee, where are you going?
Kitchen.
What do you want?
Soda.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Here's news of an outstanding new furniture polish. The fastest, yes, the fastest wax polish you can buy. It's Johnson's Cream Wax, and it cleans so quickly, dries so quickly, polishes so quickly that using it is practically as easy as dusting. Johnson's Cream Wax, you see, not only cleans in a moment, it dries to a hard finish in a moment. So you can give an end table or chair a glossy polish almost as fast as I can tell you about it. And Johnson's Cream Wax dries absolutely. Leaves no wet, dust-catching oil on the surface of your furniture. Clean your furniture to perfection, polish it to beauty with Johnson's Cream Wax. It's the fastest wax polish you can buy. The polish that does a brilliant job with no more trouble than dusting.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Milk Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryant, Dick LeGrand, Cliff Arquette, Bud Steffen, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie, and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Bend and Billy Mills Orchestra. You like cream in your coffee? Well, then try your next cup with Pet Milk in place of cream. Not ordinary milk, mind you, but Pet evaporated milk. Good, sweet country milk that's been concentrated to double richness. When you see what a wonderful creamy color Pet Milk gives to coffee, when you taste that smooth, satisfying flavor, you'll agree that Pet Milk makes good coffee better. That Pet Milk really belongs in your cream pitcher. And with Pet Milk costing less than half as much as cream, it's easy to understand why coffee lovers the country over use Pet Milk for a better cup of coffee at lower cost. Your grocer has Pet Milk. Put Pet on your shopping list now. Get several cans tomorrow. It snows snowed last night in Wistful Vista. A beautiful, thick carpet of white. And the town looks like a Christmas card. Standing on the front walk at number 79, Mrs. McGee thinks she has never seen such a lovely sight. And Mr. McGee, just listen to what he thinks of the beautiful snow.
Mr. McGee's remarks have been deleted in the public interest. This is NBC.
Where we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
This stuff. Snow. All it causes is trouble. Wet feet, traffic jams, hard work. Snow. Why do we have to have it? What's it good for?
How much did you pay for that snow shovel?
$3.
If we never have any snow, it would be stupid to buy a snow shovel, wouldn't it?
Well, yes, but
So that's what snow is good for. It proves you are not so stupid.
Hey, it does it, that, don't
Why,
it?
sure it does.
Ain't that a wonderful thought? Thousands of tons of snow all over the country just to prove that I ain't stupid. Kind of makes you stop and think, don't it? I sometimes...
What's the matter?
I'm just listening for the phone. That guy ever call again?
Who?
I don't know.
Well, then what guy are you talking about?
The guy that phoned this morning while you were taking out the ashes and I was in the shower, and by the time I got up from slipping on the soap and got downstairs, it stopped ringing. You know, the guy that the next time he called, I was in the basement getting the snow shovel out from under 3 tons of coal, that they dumped it down the chute while I was playing in the Elks Pool tournament last week and they didn't know the snow shovel was there. That guy.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten a call all morning. Who was it?
Oh, I don't know, but it must be urgent. Hey, you think maybe it was the pot of gold?
I doubt it.
Huh?
They've been off the air for several years.
Oh. Well, our phone's been busy a lot. Hey, that's it. I bet it's one of them quiz shows.
Oh, McGee, I don't think
Look,
so.
let's be logical. Are you expecting a call from a quiz show?
No, I'm not.
Well, neither am I. And one of them guys always call. When you're not expecting it, that's when. Boy, oh boy, keep listening, Molly, keep listening.
All right. You shovel. I'll listen.
Okay. Whew. This is hard work. How can anything that looks so light weigh so much?
The paper commented on that this morning,
You
dear.
did?
Yes. The paper said this was the heaviest snow we've had for a long time.
Oh, I believe it, Tootsie, because, hi, Ole.
Well, that isn't a very good reason. Oh, it is Ole. Hello, Ole.
Well, hello, missus. Hello, McGee. You took a little exercise?
Yeah, cleaning off the sidewalk, Ole. You got the sidewalks clean in front of your house?
It don't snow on the sidewalks at my house, McGee. I got influence. I got a cousin with a weather bureau.
Heavenly days. Everything is politics. How can a cousin with the Weather Bureau fix it so it doesn't snow on your sidewalk?
Very simple, missus. When the weather says snow, he comes over and helps me cover the sidewalk with a tarpaulin. When it snows on the tarp, you see.
That's a pretty ingenious idea, Ole. Cover the pavement with a tarp, eh?
Sure. You know, all the neighbors get a big laugh yesterday when they watch us cover up the walks.
Yeah.
But guess who laughs today when we pick up the tarp and dump all the snow on the street with a clean sidewalk?
You had the last laugh, did you?
No, the street department did. They make me shovel it off the street and down the sewer.
Well, that tarpaulin idea is pretty good. I'll have to try that.
Well, it's no good when it's windy, though.
No?
You spread it down and you think you got it all fixed, and then big wind comes up, and you know what happens?
What?
You blow your tarp.
Family all well and happy, Ole? Have a nice Christmas?
Oh, sure, McGee. Everybody gets exactly what he wants, except me.
Yeah?
I always get something useful. I get electric razor.
Well, say now that is a useful gift, isn't it?
It sure is, missus. All Christmas Day, I crawl around on hands and knees looking for ragged pieces and electric wires, and then I trim them off with a razor. I shave all the electrics in the house.
An electric razor is to shave your face with, Ole.
Huh? It is?
Sure.
Why somebody don't told me these things?
Well, anyway, your wife won't be trying to sharpen pencils with it.
No, I guess you've... Hey, wait a minute. Knowing my missus like I do, missus, I wouldn't be too sure. I'll go home and take a look. So long, both you fellas.
So long. Well, back to work, kiddo.
By the way, why the extra shovel on the porch?
Oh, that. Well, I change off. When this one gets too hot, I use that one.
Oh.
Let's see.
McGee, the phone. The telephone, McGee.
The phone. That's it. That's the guy that... I'll get it. Whoop. That ratted snow shovel.
Heavenly days. Here, let me help you up. Are you hurt?
I don't know yet. Answer the phone, will you? I'll get up later. Quick, the phone.
I can't get in the house. You're lying across the door.
Well, kick me out of the way before the phone stops.
It stopped.
Oh, my... Oh!
Billy Mills, the orchestra, and the Marshmallow World.
This is hard work. Hey, you know something?
I sure do. The population of Hindustan as of the 1910 census was...
I mean about snow shoveling.
Oh.
I think medical students ought to spend several hours a year shoveling snow. It ought to be part of their regular cranium.
Part of the what?
Cranium, the school cranium. You know, the course of study.
You mean curriculum, lover.
I do? I thought curriculum was balance. You know, like a tightrope walker uses an umbrella to maintain his curriculum.
That's equilibrium.
Oh, yeah, don't kid me, kiddo. Equilibrium is the guy that rides a horse. Sure, everybody knows that. There's an equilibrium statue of General Sherman in the...
No. That's equestrian.
Equestrian?
Yes. It's from Westrian, which means a cow pony.
Uh-huh.
And eek. Eek from women drivers pretending to be scared for the benefit of a good-looking cowboy. Eek, Westrian.
Then what did I say wrong in the first place?
You said cranium instead of curriculum.
Oh.
Cranium is your head.
Certainly, as I was saying. If medical students used their heads, they'd spend a lot of time shoveling snow. Because when you shovel snow, you discover muscles you never knew you had, and... Was that the phone?
No, I don't think so. I didn't hear anything.
Thought I heard the phone. I sure wish I knew who was that calling me. Maybe a lot of dough at stake, you know, or something. Big job in Washington. Who knows?
Hold it, dearie. Here comes a man.
Huh? Who's that?
Search me. I don't think
I beg your pardon, sir. Madam. Sorry to interrupt your work.
Oh, that's okay, Buster. Glad to have you.
Glad to have me what?
Interrupt his work?
I'd be happy to.
You start shoveling again, sir, and I'll walk up and interrupt you, and we'll just pretend that I... Oh, cut it out. You know what I mean. I'm just kidding. Just kidding? Well, I'm glad to know you, Jess. I'm Orville Pugsley. And this, I presume, is Mrs. Just Kidding?
No, Mr. Pugsley. I'm Mrs. McGee. My husband
Look, baby, what you tell your husband is your own business. If you want to stand and bat the fat with Jess here, I'm not one to run and gab to your old man, eh, Jess? Stop poking me in the ribs and stop calling me Jess. I'm sorry it was a bit familiar of me, wasn't it? I'll say it was. Believe me, Mr. Kidding, I'm not one to take advantage of By the way, baby, what's your first name?
None of your business.
It is? Well, it's certainly strange what parents will do to children in the way of names, isn't it? Mrs. None of Your Business McGee. I had a cousin named Bay of Biscay Anderson. Then I had an uncle named Bird Lay Square Egg. He was a full-blooded Navajo Indian. That is, he was full-blooded until one day he cut himself while knifing a friend.
Excuse me, Mr. Pugsley, Orville.
Yes, none of your business? Oh, I think that's a delightful name. I would never have thought. Drat it, Pugsley. If you don't want this snow shovel wrapped around your curriculum...
Cranium.
Wrapped around your cranium... Now. No reason for tempers to flare up, Mr. Kidding. Well... I merely stopped by to inquire some directions.
Very well. Where do you want to go?
I want to go home and finish making my angel food cake. I didn't understand the directions, so I thought I'd ask the first intelligent people I saw. But unfortunately, I met you two first. Now tell me this. How does one fold an egg? Well, that's quite simple, Orville. You just beat the egg in a cup, fry it in a small pan, and then let it cool, and you'll find that it folds quite easily. Well, thank you, neighbor. These cookbooks were just a little more... Well, anyway, that lemonhead gave me a little breather, so...
Uh-oh, there's the phone again, McGee. I'll get it this time.
No, I'll get it. Must be for me. I'll get it. Dad-ratted snow shovel.
Sweetheart, dearie, are you hurt?
No, I don't think so. Quick, help me up so I can answer the... Ain't that the doggonest? Who do you suppose it is?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Me either. That's what got me worried. Hey, do you suppose anything wonderful has happened to your rich Aunt Sarah? Like she's fell off the roof, maybe?
No, and get that happy look off of your face.
Just a thought.
Well, hello there, pal. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Hey, you've been trying to get me on the telephone today. Somebody's been trying to get me on the telephone, and I thought if it was you trying to get me on the telephone... Was that the telephone?
I don't hear anything, pal. But say, it might have been for me.
It might have?
Why might it have?
Well, simply because Hey, let me take that snow shovel a minute, pal. You look tired.
Well, look tired. I am tired. Here, Junior. Yeah. Decent of you to help.
Oh, forget it.
Why were you expecting a call here, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, I told my secretary I might drop by and to call me here if there was anything urgent, because I was expecting a call from the sponsor.
About what? Pet milk business?
Pal, I'm glad you asked me that because...
Oh, McGee, you shouldn't have done it.
Huh?
After all these months, should...
That's okay, kiddo. That's okay. He took the shovel out of my hands, and I took the words out of his mouth. Even Stephen. Go on, Junie.
Well, the pet milk people wanted me to be sure to talk about infant feeding this week, because that's one of pet milk's greatest selling points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that pet milk is sterilized in its own sealed can and completely free from harmful germs. The fact that pet milk is always uniformly rich and nourishing and so easy for a tiny tummy to take.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, easy for a tiny tummy to take. I like that.
So do babies. Well, it's one reason why so many doctors recommend pet milk. Always easy to digest, always safe, economical to buy. Pet milk has been a favorite form of milk for babies for years and years. because it supplies the proper minerals and vitamin D for healthy growth, good bones, and sound teeth. Yes, you see, pet milk is... Hey, was that the telephone?
No, I don't hear anything.
Oh, thought I heard it. Well, anyway, pet milk stresses the fact that...
Hold it, Milky. Hold it.
What's the matter, telephone?
No, it wasn't a telephone, but you took the snow shovel for McGee, and you've just been standing there holding it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to help shovel.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, no. I just took the shovel so you wouldn't interrupt me while I was talking, pal. Had to keep you quiet. Here, take it back.
Huh?
See you at the bowling alley tonight.
Hey.
Come to think of it, that call couldn't have been for me. I got that yesterday. So long now.
Well, let's get through here, McGee, and get in the house, and then if the phone rings again, we'll be there.
All right.
I will say for you, dearie, that you're doing a fine job.
What'd you say, kiddo?
I say, here comes Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Oh, hi, Doc.
Hello, Molly, and good day to you, muscle-bound.
What do you mean, muscle-bound? I at least can lean over and see where I've been shoveling without stepping back 3 paces. That's more than you could do. With that steak and potatoes veranda of yours, it's a wonder you ever know if your socks match.
Anyway, at your age, I'd suggest you leave the hard physical work to somebody...
Hey, telephone. It's ringing.
I'll answer it, McGee. You stay here and talk to
No. It's for me. I'm sure. I've got it.
The poor lad. Come on, Doctor. I think we need you.
He doesn't need me after a fall like that. He needs 6 muscular friends and a brief eulogy by somebody who doesn't know him too well.
Help me up, somebody. I got to answer that phone.
Too late, dearie. It stopped ringing. Are you hurt badly? Look him over, will you, Doctor?
I've been looking him over for a number of years, and he gets no prettier. Think you busted anything, Storefoot?
I think I busted everything. Look at that bone sticking out there. Look at that. What's that, my clavicle?
That's the handle of your snow shovel.
Oh.
Doctor, is he all right?
Yeah, sit up, Graceful. Now, take a deep breath. That's your idea of a deep breath? I hope you never have to swim across a finger bowl underwater. Now, take a deep one. You're all right, Chowderbrain, just skinned and bruised.
I better quit snuggling show for today, huh?
Who said that?
McGee did.
Better take it easy, huh? Relax.
Certainly not. Get back and shovel. Loosen up those stiff muscles.
Huh?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to the hospital. Accident case.
Oh, what kind, Lardo?
Man slipped and fell down with his neck across his snow shovel and broke it in 2 pieces. Well, so long.
Did he mean his...
Gee, I didn't have the nerve to ask.
The Kingsmen and Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo, hullabaloo, hullabaloo. How I love the music of a band. Hullabaloo, hullabaloo, hullabaloo. 'Cause the music that they play is grand. Hullabaloo, hullabaloo, hullabaloo. It's the only rhythm I can understand. I want to dance, I want to sing until I ting-a-ling-a-ling. Hullabaloo, baloo, baloo, hullabaloo. Give me the music, give me the music, give me the music of a Nickelodeon. Let me be happy, let me be happy, let me be happy, that's the kind of mood I'm in. Play me a polka, play me a polka, play me a polka till they carry me away. Put in another dime, we'll have a hullabaloo of a time, whooping it up until we see the break of day. Give me a trumpet, give me a trombone, give me a big parade of marching down the street. Give me a cymbal, give me a bass drum, give me a drummer with a solid hullabaloo. 'Cause the music that they play is grand. Hullabaloo, hullabaloo, hullabaloo. It's the only rhythm I can understand. So let me laugh and let me drink and let me hear the glasses clink. Hullabaloo, baloo, baloo, hullabaloo.
How does your back feel now, dearie? Better?
No, but my leg hurts so bad I don't notice my back anymore. You ought to see my knees. They look like I've been shooting craps on a pile of broken glass.
Look, sweetheart, why don't you go in and lie down? Then if the phone rings...
No, sir. I started this job, and by George, I'm going to finish it. At this point, I don't care if that dreaded phone never rings again. I wouldn't answer that phone now if it was...
No, sweetheart. No, it didn't ring.
I thought I heard it. Anyhow, Oh, hey. Take that extra shovel off the steps there and get it out of the way, will you?
With pleasure. I'll drop it here in the snow.
Good.
There. At least that's one hazard you don't have to worry about. Oh, look, McGee, the lad on the sled.
Huh?
Coming down the hill. Watch it. Look out, Sonny.
Hey, look out there, boy. Hi, gosh, look at him. Roll right into a snowbank.
Head over shoelaces.
Yeah, well, come on, help him up, kiddo. It hurts me just to look at a fall like that. Help
Here,
me, kid.
Sonny, give me your hand now.
Well, thanks, daughter. Well, hello there, kid. Hi, daughter. Hi, Johnny.
Well, for the...
Heavenly days, it's the old-timer.
Hi, old-timer.
Hey, you want to go belly busting, Johnny?
You know, that might be a nice switch at that, McGee.
You said it. I've busted everything else so far. No thanks, old-timer. I got to clean off this sidewalk in case it freezes tonight. Liable to get slick.
Well, it can be dangerous, Johnny. I spread ashes around our front porch this morning myself. Some folks use gravel. What do you spread on your front steps, kids?
McGee.
Huh?
He said what do you spread on the steps? You know, the phone keeps ringing, Mr. Oldtimer, and every time McGee hits that porch, he spreads out like a pat of butter on a hot waffle.
Well, the boy's kind of fumble-footed, daughter. He don't keep in condition. You ought to do like me, Johnny. First thing I do every morning is hop into a cold shower for 10 minutes. Tones me up.
No kidding. You stand under a cold shower in this weather?
Yep. One of these days I'm going to get up the nerve to turn it on, too. I always claimed that... Hey...
What is it?
Well, there's a snow shovel laying out here in the yard, kids. Liable to lose it that way.
Yeah, we know. We put it there, so just...
I better put it over here on the floor.
Yeah, don't you bother now. We want it left out.
No. That's it. That's the phone.
I'll get it on the steps here where you kids can find it when you want it.
That ratted snow shovel.
Dear, oh, dear, McGee.
Johnny!
Yeah?
The phone's ringing. Never mind. They hung up.
Oh, my aching everything.
Now, you just stay there on the Davenport, sweetheart. You'll be all right. Can I get you anything?
No, I'll just lay here and listen for the phone. Whoever that is going to get a hunk of my mind that... There it is. That's it. I'll get it.
No.
Hello, this is McGee. Hello?
No, dearrie. That's the doorbell.
Oh.
Here. Let Mother help you back on the divan. You mustn't exert yourself like that. Oh, come on in.
Good afternoon to you both. You, Mr. and Mrs. McGee.
Yes, we are, Bud. Whatever you want, I'm pretty busy right now. I'm waiting for a phone call, and
This will only take a few minutes, Mr. McGee. I've been phoning you all day, but I couldn't...
You? You mean you're the guy that's been phoning me all day? Well, come on. What is it? What do you want?
Mr. McGee, I just wanted to ask you one important question.
Yeah, Bud, shoot, Bud. What is it?
Well, I'm with the Life and Limb Insurance Company. How are you fixed for accident insurance?
Accident insurance. Molly, hand me my shotgun out of the closet, will you? Hurry, because this guy may get away before I get...
Gladly, dearie. Don't go away now, sir.
Well, I can see you're in no mood to talk insurance today, Mr. McGee. I'll see you later. Call me if I can...
Oh. Here, watch out for the snow shovel, sir.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. Say, does a woman dress to please her husband? Well, I wouldn't even try to guess. But it's a sure thing that a woman cooks to please hubby and the youngsters. And say, with Pet Evaporated Milk and Pet Milk's husband-tested recipes, you just can't miss. You've probably noticed the handy recipe folders featured right along with Pet Milk in your favorite grocery store. But did you know the recipes in these take-home folders are husband-tested? They are. Tried out in hundreds of homes and voted okay by husbands. So next time you shop for groceries, take one of the recipe folders and take home several cans of Pet Milk. It's a combination that makes husband-pleasing easier. Cuts down on your food bills, too, because Pet Milk actually costs less than any other form of milk.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of us on this show and our sponsor, we hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and that you will have a Pet Milk New Year.
With your troubles evaporated, leaving you healthy, happy, and double rich.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? What would you do if you could relive a very special occasion in your life? Well, young wife Sally Carter finds that for one evening she can turn the clock back 5 years. And you'll hear the surprising results in the story of the week next Saturday morning on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program. You'll also hear about a quick, delicious main dish, Mary Lee Taylor's Party Chicken. It's a double feature you won't want to miss. So remember, Saturday morning, it's Mary Lee on NBC. Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor. Be sure to listen.
Enjoy Big Town with an exciting adventure next on NBC.
With Fibber McGee and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Myra Marsh, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. Day after tomorrow in Galveston, Texas, 4 mighty pretty little girls will be celebrating their 12th birthday. Yes, the famous Badgett quadruplets of Galveston will be 12 years old on the 1st of February. And what a difference 12 years have made. When Joan, Joyce, Jeanette, and Geraldine were born, they were such tiny, delicate babies, their parents wondered whether all 4 would really live. But you should see them now. Happy, healthy, well-developed youngsters who have had almost from the day of their birth the nutritional benefits of Pet Milk, the first evaporated milk. And they're still getting Pet Milk. Now, it isn't surprising that the doctor approved Pet Milk for their feeding. After all, Pet Milk is safe. As safe in its sealed container as if there were no germ of disease in the world. Pet Milk is uniformly rich. Pet Milk is always easy for babies to digest. And everyone at Pet Milk Company is glad and proud to have had some part in making February 1st a very happy birthday for the Badgets. Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista is a man with millions of ideas. And it's just as well that he has so many because only about 1 in a million is any good. Listen to the one he has now as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
There I was, walking along, minding my own business.
When out of an orange-colored sky.
When out of an orange-colored... No. When all of a sudden I get this great idea. Rocked me right back on my heels, which are so worn down I would have fell over backwards if I hadn't been leaning against the window of the Third National Bank.
Why were you leaning against the bank window?
I was sore at old man McDonald, the president of it.
I don't get it.
Well, on the window it says Third National Bank. Assets, $65 million.
Yes?
Well, I'm just wide enough that when I lean a certain way against that window, I cover up the million and it says assets $65. I really cheapen the joint. If I could gain 5 inches in the hips, I'd throw them into bankruptcy.
That's wonderful. Nobody who ever saw you in a bathing suit would accuse you of having a $1 million figure. But, say, wait a minute. What was the great idea you had?
What idea? Oh, the idea. A skating party at Dugans Lake.
A skating party at Dugans Lake?
Yeah.
Why, McGee, that is a good idea.
Huh.
Just cold enough?
Yep.
Full moon?
Yep.
Why, that should be fun. Have you done anything about it?
Certainly. With me, to think is to act. Executive type. Quick decisions. Boom, 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 flash. I rushes over and sees Doc Gamble. Then I calls the trivia, Wilcox, the old timer, and it's a firm deal. Everybody accepted. And Ole.
Well. Everybody's chipping in for the expenses, I presume.
No, sir. My party, kiddo. I owe all these guys, socially speaking, and this is my way to even things up. I got the car full of groceries, hot dogs, hamburgers, marshmallows, buns, and root beer. I got 6 pounds of butter, which I just put in the oven.
You put 6 pounds of butter in the oven?
Yeah, but I ain't going to light the oven till just before we leave. Then we can have hot buttered root beers all evening, you see. Oh, hey, I forgot to call Wally Wimple. Hand me the phone, will you?
Here.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the residence of Wallace Wimple at 14th and... Oh, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Says, eh? What's say, Mert? You got pinched on your way to work this morning.
Heavenly days, what'd she do?
Oh, she put up a terrific holler.
Did it do any good?
Yeah. The guy blushed and left the elevator at the next floor. What's say, Mert? Okay, I'll call later. Thanks, Mert. Now, let me see now. We'll need a lot of blankets, a couple of electric heaters.
What do we plug the heaters into at Dugans Lake, a knothole in a tree?
Why, certainly not. Plug them into the cigarette lighter on the dash in the car.
Aha, remember we tried that once and set the car on fire?
Certainly, but this time I'm bringing a bucket of sand to throw on the fire. Oh, I thought of everything this time, kiddo. We can have the...
Come in.
Hi there, kids.
Hello, children.
Well, for goodness sakes, Dr. Gamble and the old-timer. Come in, both of you.
Hi, fellas. Hey, Molly, these guys are riding out to Dugans Lake with us. You all ready to go, gents?
If 2 suits of red flannels, 3 sweaters, earmuffs, and mittens preps me for this operation, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Me too, Johnny. Can't wait to get out on that ice with my new skates. Spins, twirls, figure eights, jump over a barrel, somersaults, all kinds of fancy stuff.
Well, you must be quite a skater, Mr. Oldtimer.
Who knows, daughter? I'll try anything once.
Well, now, if you boys will excuse me, I'd better be making a couple of jugs of hot coffee and getting some blankets and things together.
You betcha, kiddo. You get the stuff together, and I'll handle the party from there on. Remember how I always used to manage these things back in Peoria? Out at Kickapoo Creek?
Sure she remembers. Look at her shudder. Look, Leatherhead.
What do you want, Doc?
He means me, old-timer. I'm the Leatherhead.
Oh. Excuse me, Doc.
Well, I was just going to say that I have misgivings coming to this party.
Good. Bring her along, too. The more the merrier. Yes, sir. Bring her along. The trivia's bringing a date, too. You want to bring Bessie along, old-timer?
Oh, I'd like to, Johnny. But Bessie's in the hospital with a busted leg.
Oh.
She was skipper of a Mississippi riverboat last month and fell down a gangway. Being a southern girl and very modest.
I never heard of modesty breaking a leg. What happened?
Well, sir, she was standing on the bridge.
Yeah?
She just rung the engine room for reduced speed.
Yeah?
The passenger walks up and says, "Pardon me, Captain, but your ship is slowing." Bessie grabs at her skirt, dashes for the cabin, and falls down a gangway.
Coffee jug.
Yeah, I'll over there.
Billy Mills, the orchestra, and Lullaby of Broadway.
my, isn't this beautiful out here? Bright moonlight, the ice just right for skating, and this wonderful fire.
Yeah. Hey, Wilcox, get some more wood over here, boy. The fire's dying down. Hey, you wimp, shag yourself around and get some wood. And only shake it up, boy. We need some wood. Ain't this jolly, Molly?
Very cheery, dearie.
Has it occurred to you, blabbermouth, to go get some wood yourself? Why don't you go out in the woods and let somebody else sit here on this log and be obnoxious?
Who, me? Why, I'm the hostess, Doc. How would it look if I deserted my guests and went dashing here, there, and everywhere?
It would look very pretty.
Well, my gosh, I'm throwing the party. I picked the spot, I lit the fire, Oh, attaboy, Ole, attaboy. Dumped the firewood right on the pile there.
Heavenly days, look at all the wood.
You must have gone back to town and chopped down the high school, Ole.
Oh, I'm a good wood collector, Doctor. These woods is full of wood, but most of it is wood that's still trees. So I look through the woods till I find somebody's cabin with nobody home and a stack of firewood on the back porch.
My gosh, Ole, you steal wood off of somebody's back porch?
Oh, please, McGee, you think I'm a thief? No, sir, I used chopped off the back porch.
I brought some wood, too, Mr. McGee.
Well, good for you, Mr. Wimple. Just drop it on the pile over there.
All righty.
Isn't that wonderful? 2 feet of snow, and Wallace finds a pencil and 2 umbrella handles under it.
Now, you boys had better sit down here by the fire and relax.
Yeah, just as soon as you guys bring in a couple more loads, you better sit down and enjoy yourself. After all, we're out here to have fun, you know.
Well, I sit down and relax right now, McGee.
Huh?
If you want any more wood, you go steal it yourself. I'm just donating my time.
Oh, my. I wish Sweetie Face was here. Sweetie Face, that's my big old wife.
You really wish she was here, Mr. Wimple?
Yes. I'd like to skate out on the lake with her in the moonlight, hand in hand, way out in the middle past that big sign that says, no smoking.
What do you mean, no smoking? That sign says danger, thin ice.
I know, but Sweetie Face never wears her glasses when she skates. Well, I think I'll skate a little myself. Mr. Wilcox seems to be having so much fun out there. See you later, folks.
Goodbye, Mr. Wimple. Come back for a hot dog after a while. I'm the pond master, you know.
I ought to get out and skate, too, but I'm too comfortable. That's quite a fire you got here, McGee, for an amateur pyromaniac.
What you mean, amateur? Why, my gosh, back in Peoria, I was always in charge of this stuff. Remember, Molly, them fires I used to build on the shore of the Kickapoo Creek?
Why, sure.
I sure built some beauties, didn't I?
Oh, you really did, dearie. I'll never forget the little one you built that night inside of old Tom McRae's barn because it was so windy outside.
Oh, that one.
And the barn was full of hay and was next door to the refinery, which was full of gasoline, which was the night before you left for Canada, which was a very smart move.
And a fast one. If I hadn't left quick in the boxcar, I'd have been rode out of town on a fire hose.
You said
That's me and the missus. That's before she lost my missus.
Yeah.
We used to do plenty of skating in the old country, McGee.
Did you always build big fires, Ollie?
Missus, when Oldie Svensson went courting, fires was not needed. He raised temperatures and eyebrows for 60 miles around.
I bet you never had any skates like I got on, Ole. Hot-sizers. Picked them up at a rummage sale for $1.50. Very cheap.
Oh, sure, we have sheep skates in Sweden, too.
Hey, can you do what Holler Wilcox is doing out there, Ole? Look, he takes a long run and tries to leap over a pile of crates.
Yes, and he hasn't made it yet. He'll break his neck.
Oh, me and my missus, we do all trick stuff like that.
Oh, you do?
I kneel down on the ice and she jumps across me, and then she kneel down and I jump across her. Only once I miss, and then, did you ever notice a hole in my missus' neck? Kind of like the sharp point of a stick. Then when they get tired, we race each other back to the sleigh, and nobody wins. Always a tie.
Neck and neck, eh?
Oh, sure, all the way home in the sleigh.
Well, when it's cold, that's a... Oh, hey, here comes Harlow. Looks like he's giving up. Couldn't you make it, son?
Oh, no.
No, I give up.
What are you trying to do, Junior? Kill yourself?
Oh, no.
You see, pal, I've got 3 cases of pet evaporated milk stacked out there trying to jump over them. I keep falling down.
We saw you, Mr. Wilcox.
Gee whiz, it's no trick at all to jump over a barrel on ice skates, but pet milk is so wonderful, I just can't get over it.
Mr. Wilcox.
I don't get the connection, Mr. Wilcox. My missus uses pet milk, but she don't use it for yumping. We drink it in coffee.
Well, it's great in coffee, Ole. Hey, does your wife use pet milk for cooking, too?
No, for cooking, she uses a stove, Mr. Wilcox. It's a very small stove because my missus always likes a little oven. Oven, that is, a small one.
Yeah. Well, you see, when you use pet milk in cooking...
Hey, Molly, speaking of cooking, did you call the gas company about our range?
Well, you think you got trouble with your range, McGee. You ought to see my daughter, Katrina.
She's the one who married the airline pilot, Ole, huh?
Oh, hey, speaking of airline pilots, above everything, they like good food.
Let Ole talk, Junior. He's more interesting.
And pet milk being a top-flight product, it's plain to see that I'm not giving you any prop wash when I say...
Please,
that,
Mr. Wilcox, don't be so rude to ladies. I'm talking about my daughter, Katrina.
Sure.
You know, the one who marries the airline fella? I go to her house last night, and all over the house it smells like gas.
Speaking of gas, I had a patient the other night that needed more anesthetic than we had on hand. It seems he was a radio announcer and spent so much time on the ether that...
Look, may I say a word here?
Certainly, Mr. Wilcox. What's the word?
Pet.
That's a very nice word, Junior, now that you said it.
Excuse me, may I finish?
You go ahead, Ole. It smelled like gas at your daughter Katrina's house, the one she lives in with her husband, the airline pilot.
Thanks, Mercy. Well, I say, Katrina, I say, what smells bad in here? And she says, Papa, my pilot lights out. Oh? And I say, it is? And she says, no, he does. My pilot lights out for Fort Worth, Texas this morning and leaves the gas stove turned on. Oh, that's what I meant.
Ole, that's very interesting. But to get back to your wife and her cooking, Ole.
Yeah, I think I should. What time is it?
It's early, Ole, and I'm sure that your wife, like millions of other good cooks, uses pet milk to add delicious, rich flavor to all her family dishes.
At our house, we don't flavor the dishes. We just flavor the food. Molly says if you can taste the plate...
Because pet milk, which is just good whole milk concentrated to double richness, adds extra amounts of nourishing milk substances to your favorite recipes. And... Hey, is anybody listening to me? Well, then I'm going back and skate some more.
He's a nice boy. Who does he work for?
The pet milk people.
He used to be a wrestler, kind of a moan about town. Then he sold some kind of a floor preparation for a while, and then after that... Hey, Molly, how about skating with me?
Oh, I'd love to, dearie, but I can't just yet. I'm the hostess, and here comes Mayor Latrivia.
Oh, look, he's got a girl.
Quite a dish, too.
Oh.
Must have a taffeta petticoat on. Listen to that Jane Russell.
Well, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, everybody. Molly, gentlemen, and McGee. I'd like to introduce Miss Gwendolyn Flack. Gwen, this is Mrs. McGee.
How do you do, I'm sure, Miss Flack.
Mr. Swenson, and Mr. McGee, and Dr. Gamble.
Well, please, lady.
Hi, sis.
Miss Flack, your arrival has added a great deal of charm to this occasion, which, except for the gracious presence of Mrs. McGee, was conspicuous by its absence, and which, at least for me, augments the beauty of the evening to a tremendous extent. May I help you put your skates on, sir?
I'll help Miss Flack with her skates, Doctor.
She's a very pretty girl, Mr. Mayor.
Well, of course. Miss Flack was chosen queen of the salmon run at Tillamook, Oregon. That was in 1936. You're running again this year, aren't you, Gwendolyn?
Yes, fighting my way back upstream, as it were.
Yes, she's not only beautiful, she's talented.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays beauty contests are not judged on looks alone. The prizes go to those who are not only pretty, but accomplished.
And what is your special accomplishment, my dear?
I'm a blackjack dealer.
In a gambling joint?
No, in the police station. When the detectives go out on duty, I hand them their blackjacks.
Come to think of it, I knew a blackjack dealer that dealt blackjack in the back of a snack shack in Hackensack. His name was Mac Black. Mac Black had dealt blackjack in Hackensack since way back. He had a knack for picking a blackjack from the back of the stack, but Mac Black got the sack for a fact when they caught him with a pack of cracked jacks stacked in the back of the snack shack in Ohio. What have you been doing, old-timer?
Oh, picking myself up mostly, Johnny.
Oh?
Been skating, but I spent so much time sitting down, I was, Oh, pretty girl. Who you with, honey?
She's with me. Miss Flack, may I present a character known to one and all, for want of more imagination on the part of our writers, as the old-timer?
Hello.
Girlie, you let me help you with your skates?
I'll help you.
I'll help her.
Let me,
No, I'll help you with yours, Molly.
I meant I'll help Miss Flack.
No. Let me hear. Gwendolyn, put your foot up.
Let go of my leg, Latrivia.
Oh, excuse me. I thought that was...
Here I am, Charles, over here. I thought you were helping me.
That was me, honey. I was right-handed, so I said, no way.
Come on, kiddo. Let's you and me get out of this. We ain't skated together yet tonight.
Wonderful. Come on. You know, I don't know if I can even stand up on these things.
Now, left, right.
Here we go.
Left, right, left, right. Ah, this is wonderful. Moonlight on Lake Dugans.
Yes. You know what I love about it?
What?
No mosquitoes.
Northward we go, out to Dugans Lake in the snow. Sliding, sliding, sailing, 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 northward home.
The King's Men and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
What a delight when I think of the night that I met you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Oh, what a thrill was the thrill that my heel I set you on in Saskatchewan. This is the breeze of the break of the skis I would set you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'd walk ahead while you rode on the sled I would set you on in Saskatchewan. We might have been in the Alps, just like you see in the papers, risking a couple of scalps and cutting Canadian capers. It's gonna be nice to get back to the ice. I will catch you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train that I'll get you on in Saskatchewan. Oh, it's 10 below. When you're in love. When you're in love, you feel as though it's 98 above and so. Away you go, across the paradise of ice and snow. We'll hibernate like a bear, deep in a cave that I'll dig you. We'll be a tropical pair, and melt our Eskimo igloo. As soon as I've heard one affirmative word I can catch you on, I'll whisk you to Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train and I'll pat you on to snappy, silvery, sunny, sparkling Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Anybody think we need more wood on that fire?
Fire's going great, McGee. Leave it alone. If it gets any hotter, it'll make the lake dry up.
Make the lake what, Mayor?
Dry up.
What's the matter, boy? Don't you like me?
Oh, don't be a
Another hot dog, anybody?
No thanks, Missus. Not for me. Already I have too many dogs. I'd probably chase cats all the way home.
Hot dog, Miss Flack?
No, thank you. I have to watch my figure, you know.
That should be easy, Miss Flack, with all these fellows helping you.
By the way, Miss Flack,
Or may I call you Gwendolyn?
You can call her Miss Black.
Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Let's not have no rough stuff. This is strictly for fun, you know.
What were you going to ask me, Doctor?
Well, I was just going to ask you, Miss Black, if you're elected Queen of the Salmon Run again, what are your plans?
I think I'll go up the river and pawn. My jewelry, so I can go to Hollywood.
Give me another hot buttered root beer, will you, Molly?
There you are, dearie. Anybody else? Mr. Wilcox? Mr. Wilcox.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I was helping Miss Black take off her skates.
I helped her take them off a half hour ago.
You did? Well, what do you know?
Hey, ain't this fun? I sure know how and where to build a fire, don't I? I was always the one that was chose to do this back in Peoria, you know. I pick out the proper place. I personally send guys out for firewood. I arrange the...
I would like to propose a toast.
Oh.
Well, isn't that nice? Quiet, everybody. Mr. Wimple wants to give a toast. Here, have some more root beer first, Mr. Wimple.
Thank you.
Consider yourself plugged in, Toastmaster.
Shoot, Miss.
All righty. Here's to the girl with the light brown hair, the one that's cooking hot dogs there. Mrs. McGee. May I have 3? I thank thee.
And now I would like to make a little toast.
Good. Here's a bun and a long fork, Mr. Mayor. Go right ahead.
No, I mean a toast that we can all drink.
You can't drink toast, boy, unless you dunk it in your root beer, and then it gets all soggy. I tried that a while ago.
No. I didn't mean actual toast. I mean a toast.
Well, you go right ahead, Mr. Mayor. If you want to eat toast while everybody else is making up silly poetry and stuff.
I don't want to make a silly toast for you. Well, look, when I said I wanted to make a little toast, Oh, no. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real toast.
Go on, Your Honor. May I have another hot dog, please, Mrs. McGee?
To our host, Fibber McGee, a greatly misunderstood man.
Oh, sure.
To Fibber McGee, our host, who personally selected the site on which to build this magnificent bonfire, who is giving us this most enjoyable evening. Your friend and mine.
The ice is breaking up. McGee, you didn't build a fire on the shore. You built it on the ice.
Yeah. And you know what? All my fire troops do that back in Peoria, too. Everybody getting out?
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Pet milk, the first evaporated milk, is the first choice of many doctors who want to be sure of giving their baby patients the right start in life. Excellent examples of such babies, in addition to the Badgets, whom we mentioned earlier, are the Fultz quadruplets of Reidsville, North Carolina, the Hen quadruplets of Baltimore, the Collins quadruplets of the Bronx, New York, the Caspers of Passaic, New Jersey, and the Zarifs of New York City. All 24 of these famous babies were tiny and delicate at birth. All are sturdy, vigorous youngsters now. All were given pet milk shortly after birth. All are still thriving on this favored form of milk. Your grocer has pet milk. How about giving your children the benefits of this safe, easy-to-digest, uniformly rich milk? That's Pet Milk, the first food for millions of happy, healthy babies.
Boy, it sure feels good to get into some dry clothes, don't it,
Yes,
Phil?
indeed. You know, it's amazing how well everybody took it, though, McGee.
Yeah.
Very philosophically. Nobody blew up at all.
Nope. No, they were just too wet to burn, I guess. Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Who usually has the say-so about wedding plans? The bride, the groom, the bride's family?
Well, whatever usually happens definitely does not happen in the story of the week next Saturday morning on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program. Be sure to hear this surprising story together with Mary Lee Taylor's famous recipe for pancakes with sausage patties. Tune in next Saturday morning, sure, for the Mary Lee Taylor program on NBC.
Steve Wilson fights crime in Big Town, next on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Fly over America's farmlands and you'll see a spectacular demonstration of Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum. Those shining buildings on the landscape are aluminum. They're the mark of modern barns and silos that the farmer will never have to paint because aluminum never rusts. They're the mark of prosperous farms where milk yield is high, where livestock and poultry thrive, because heat-reflecting aluminum keeps farm buildings cooler in summer, warmer in winter. Now, come down for a close-up of these farms. You'll see aluminum farm gates, so popular because they're very strong, yet light to hang and light to open. Out in the fields, Reynolds Aluminum Irrigation Pipe tells you here's another farmer who gets more income per acre with portable irrigation. Yes, from the ground to the shining cap of the silo, you'll see more and more Reynolds Aluminum doing a better job. Let it shine on your farm. For 24 hours, it's been snowing in Wistful Vista. And for 24 hours, a certain citizen has been beefing about it. The snow has stopped now, but the certain citizen is still going strong as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Yes, sir, that's what it is. It's a big, fat, cold mess, kiddo. That's what it is.
Now, McGee, a little snow won't hurt you. Come on, get your overcoat and let's take a walk.
No, sir, not me. I ain't going out in that snow and get chilblains. I ain't sure where my blains are, but I'm going to stay inside and keep the chill off of them anyway.
Well, I can't understand why you dislike snow. Just look at that row of trees all draped with snow. Isn't that a charming picture?
Oh, sure, real charming. Looks like a squad of tall soldiers drilling in their long underwear.
Well, now, if that's all you... Heavenly days. Look at that icicle.
What icicle? Where? What icicle?
Hanging from the corner of our roof.
Oh, wow.
It's the biggest one I've ever laid eyes on.
My gosh, that is a whopper. Must be 10 feet long.
Easily, and big around as a telephone post.
Boy, oh, boy.
I'll bet there's not another one like it in town.
Or anywhere else. Boy, there's enough ice in that thing to keep your Uncle Dennis in highballs for a whole weekend.
You know, McGee, the Wistful Vista Gazette would probably like to take a picture of it. That's a remarkable icicle.
Say, what an idea. A front page picture with me standing there beside it. Fibber McGee and his giant icicle.
I thought you wouldn't go outside in the cold.
Took you to get my picture in the paper, I'd shinny up the North Pole in my birthday suit.
I believe you would.
Hey, maybe they take a whole flock of pictures. I'll call the Gazette and tell them to send a photographer over. And as soon as he gets here, we'll...
Hold it, company. Come in.
Hi, daughter. Hi, Johnny. Hot enough for you?
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, Corny. Come in and close the door real easy. We got a giant icicle hanging from our roof, and I don't want nothing to shake it loose.
I saw that icicle. It ain't so much.
I suppose you've seen bigger.
Many's the time, Johnny, when I was a sweet dough up in Alaska.
Isn't that a sourdough?
I put sugar in mine, daughter.
And you saw bigger icicles than the one I got?
Johnny, things was big up there. I remember one time I walked for 3 miles, and when I stopped, I was still on the same snowflake.
Well, now, how could that be?
stuck to my shoe, daughter.
You want to know what I think? I don't think you were ever in Alaska at all.
Why, Johnny, you wound me. Me and my partner traveled all over Alaska in a dog sled. We went from Fairbanks to Cloud Banks and from Nome clean up to Yassam. Care to hear about the gold we come across by accident?
No, I don't think
Well,
we
sir,
have, no.
me and my partner found an Eskimo that was lost and hadn't ate for a week. We gave him some of that fat stuff you cut off a whale.
Blubber?
Cried like a baby. Out of gratitude, he told us where we could find this gold, but he warned us it wouldn't do us no good.
Did you get it anyhow?
Yes, but the Eskimo was right.
Yeah.
We took that gold back home, the government wouldn't let us spend a bit of it.
Why not?
The gold was so cold we couldn't thaw it out. The government said it was frozen assets.
Billy Mills to the orchestra and Bye Bye Blues.
Just look at that beautiful icicle. It's going to get our picture in tomorrow's paper. That just shows you what a little foresight can do for a guy, Molly.
Foresight?
Well, certainly. Remember last October when you kept harping at me day and night to clean the leaves out of the gutters?
Yes, I do. They're still there, too.
Right. And if I'd have cleaned them gutters out, where would the melting snow that made this icicle be now?
Down the drain.
That's what I mean by foresight, kiddo. Just because I was thoughtful enough not to clean out them gutters, we got an icicle that's going to make us famous in the Wistful Vista Gazette.
When is the photographer coming?
4 o'clock, they said.
Well, I hope he isn't late, because in case you haven't noticed it, it's turning warmer out.
What?
Come in. Oh, good afternoon, Dr. Gamble.
Good afternoon, my dear. And a frigid look at you, dipper mouth.
Hi, suet sack. Loosen your girdle and relax a while, fat boy.
Your hospitality overwhelms me, son, but I can't stay.
Good.
Just passing by and saw that icicle out there. That's quite a production.
You betcha. It's twice your height and probably half your weight.
The Gazette is coming to take a picture of it at 4 o'clock, Doctor.
4 o'clock? Oh, that's too bad. It'll never last.
What do you mean, never last?
Well, the wind is from the south, my boy. That thing will fall off of there in a couple of hours.
I say that icicle will still be up there at 4 o'clock.
You want to bet?
$5.
It's a bet. Good.
Just a minute, boys. There'll be no gambling in this house unless the winner gives his winnings to the March of Dimes.
Well, that's a good idea, Molly.
Right. And walk on tiptoe until 4 o'clock, kiddo, so we don't shake the house, too, either.
You know, it was so cold outside that my feet got numb.
Is that all?
Yeah, I better stamp them on the floor and restore the circulation.
Hey, cut that out. Big fat cheater. That ain't fair, and you know it.
Yeah, you're right, McGee. It was the trick of the cat. I'll go home now and be back at 4 to see who won.
What time's it, kiddo?
11:30, and our icicle is still there.
Thanks, I'm scared to look myself.
You know, I believe it's getting a little colder. What's the thermometer say?
10 below zero.
Heavenly days, is it that cold?
No, the thermometer ain't accurate. I put it in the refrigerator to keep my courage up.
What time is it, dearie?
1:45, and the icicle's holding tight. I'll show Doc Gamble how much he knows.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Now take it easy closing that door. I got a bet with Doc Gamble on how long that big icicle will stay up out there.
Okay. Hey, that's quite a hunk of hard water hanging there, pal.
Yes, the Gazette is sending a photographer out at 4 o'clock, Mr. Wilcox. Going to take a picture of it.
Hey, that's a coincidence, Molly. I just left the Gazette office. Had a little hassle with the managing editor.
You did? What's the hassle about, Junior?
Oh, he ran a story on the weather that I didn't like. I went down and straightened him out good.
Yeah? Really talked turkey, did you?
No, we talked aluminum, pal.
Oh.
Reynolds aluminum, to be exact.
We could have guessed that.
He ran a story yesterday, and I can quote it exactly, that said, the current cold spell in Wistful Vista makes it a bit difficult to heat our homes properly. And whether I hit the ceiling.
Oh, well, that seems like a harmless statement, Mr. Wilcox.
I went into that editor and I said, are you kidding? What do you mean difficult, I said. Why, any rum-dum knows the best and most economical way to keep your house warm in the winter is to have your walls and ceiling insulated with Reynolds aluminum reflective insulation.
Yeah, well, in newspapers...
Reynolds insulation gives you more warmth with less fuel, I said, because it reflects the heat rays from your furnace back into the room where they belong, I said.
Well, I'm sure that...
I leaned right over his desk. And I said, look, you can personally carry home enough Reynolds aluminum insulation to put over the ceiling of a 6-room house. And at a cost of only about $40, I said. So don't be saying it's hard to heat your home. That's just stupid, I said. That's just stupid.
Hey, Junior. Stop beating on that table. If you jar my icicle loose, I'll have you...
I'm sorry, pal. Anyway, this editor just kind of looked at me. He didn't even get up.
Probably couldn't get up. He probably scared the pants off him, didn't he?
Well, anyhow, that's what happened. The man agreed to buy some Reynolds insulation, and I gave him $40 and left.
You gave him $40?
To repair his desk. I broke 2 legs off it. Goodbye, Al.
How's the icicle? Is it okay?
Still up there. My, it really is a big one, isn't it, dearie?
You said it. Reminds me of the icicle I once seen on Stickle's Pickle Works in Joya.
I never heard about that one.
You see, Bill Stickle was a pickle tycoon, and Bill Stickle's dill pickles were famous.
Yeah, but about the icicle.
Well, it started with the pickle down the roof of Stickle's Pickle Works, and the Stickle's pickle packers seen it coming, so they stopped packing pickles and watched the icicle till old Bill Stickle got sore.
No sense of humor, huh?
No, well, it didn't exactly tickle Stickle to see the icicle because the output of pickles slowed down to a trickle. So Stickle took a sickle and chopped down the icicle, and the packers all went back to packing pickles.
Say, did he pack bread and butter pickles? Because that's the kind of... Come in, gently. Oh, hello, Ollie.
Well, hello, Mrs. Say, McGee, did you see that big icicle out there?
Yeah, we know. And close that door gently. Doc Gamble bet me it'll come loose and fall down by 4 o'clock.
Oh, the doctor makes a silly bet. This door stood up there for years. You couldn't shook it loose if you tried. Look.
Oh, no, Ollie. Not the door.
The icicle, Dad, rather if you shake it. Oh, let me look.
How is it, sweetheart?
Still up there.
My goodness. That was kind of silly of me. I thought you meant the door would fall down. That's a good joke on me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you got such a fine sense of humor.
Well, the Simpsons always did have a good sense of humor, McGee. Back in Sweden, my cousin Skål, he was quite a cut-up.
Really?
Every night, Skål would go to see his girl, missus. He'd knock on the front door, and his girl would holler, "Who's outside?" And he'd holler, "Baby, it's Skål outside." He was a very amusing feller.
He sounds like sort of a Swedish Fred Mitney.
What happened to him, Ole? Probably too late to do any good.
Well, Cousin Skoll, he came to this country and fell in love with a girl over here, McGee.
Oh?
She was a college girl.
Oh?
Skoll asked her to marry him, but she said not unless you go to Yale.
So?
Well, to a Swede like Cousin Skoll, Yale don't mean college, it means the who's car. So he takes a policeman, and they put him in Yale, and the girl wouldn't even come to see him on Wednesday's Day. So long, both you fellas.
Goodness, he went out quiet. My gosh, the way people come in here and try to tear this house down, that icicle never will stay up till 4 o'clock.
One more jar is liable to do it. See, let's lock the front door and just sit quietly until 4.
Well, if we lock the door, the next guy'd beat it down with a sledgehammer. Hey, I got an idea. It's starting to freeze outside again. Oh, boy, if this works, that icicle will stay up there till summer.
What is it? What's the idea?
Well, if I take a hose and connect it to the... I'll fix it first, and then I'll show you, kiddo. Where's our garden hose?
Hose? Why, I think you...
Oh, I know. I put it away for the winter right here in the hall closet.
Oh, no, don't open that hose.
Icicle fall? Did it fall?
No, it's still hanging up there.
Well, then help me get this dad-rutted moose head off my neck.
Kingsmen and So in Love.
Strange dear, but true dear, when I'm close to you, dear, the stars fill the night. So in love with you am I. Even without you, my arms hold about you. You know, darling, why so in love with you am I. In love with the night mysterious, the night when you first were there. In love with my joy delirious, when I knew that you could care. So taunt me and hurt me, deceive me, desert me. I'm yours till I die. So in love, so in love, so in love with you, my love, am I. So much in love with you.
Ah, boy, it works. Look up there on the roof, Molly.
What is it?
I got a hose connected to the laundry tub, see? Out through the basement window and up over the roof. And it's dripping nice and slow on my giant icicle.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, the thermometer's down to about 20 now, and as fast as that water drips onto the icicle, it freezes solid.
Ah, American ingenuity, wistful vista style.
You betcha. Old Fats Gamble has to get up pretty early in the morning to win a bet for me, kiddo. By George, I'm not...
Well, it's too cold out here for me. Come on in the house.
No, you go ahead. I'm going to stay out here and guard my icicle, Molly. I only got about 20 minutes more to win my bet. You notice how it's growing? The icicle getting bigger?
Yeah, looks the same to me, though. Big, wet, and cold. Don't catch cold now.
Okay. Now, there goes a good kid. And lucky, too. How many women does she know whose husbands have got the brains and the ingenuity to figure out a deal like this just to win a $5 bet? For that matter, how many of them would want to? But I'm the type of guy...
Hi, mister.
Oh,
Hi.
hello there, Teeny. Pull up the front step and sit down.
Okay. What you doing, mister? What you doing? Watcha.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on that icicle, sis, so don't fall.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, that must be the biggest icicle in the world, I betcha.
Sure. Easy.
Mm-hmm. Mister, what makes icicles? What makes them? What makes them icicles?
You mean to tell me you don't know how icicles got invented?
Mm-mm.
You don't know about young Jack Frost and the beautiful Snow Princess?
No, I don't, mister. Tell it to me, will you? Go on, tell it.
Well, you just settle back there and rest your snowsuit, sis, and I'll tell you.
Oh, boy. That story.
Well, sir, once upon a time...
I've heard it.
You haven't heard this one because I haven't even made it up yet. Now, listen.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a big snow castle out past Dugans Lake. And a beautiful young snow princess lived there with her wicked old father, King Brrr.
Oh, he sounds mean, mister. He sounds awful mean.
He was a very cold character, sis. In fact, he was the only king I ever heard of who had a square heart.
Oh?
On account of because it was made out of an ice cube, see?
Oh.
Now, the little snow princess was in love with a poor but honest young fellow from the village here by the name of Jack Frost. Jack done odd jobs around town, like painting the leaves red and gold and helping the pumpkins to get ripe for Thanksgiving and putting the bite on people who went out without their mittens. He done a lot of artwork on the side, too, like lace designs on window panes and touching up spider webs and all stuff like that there.
I love Jack Frost, I betcha. I think he's wonderful.
Well, the little snow princess loved him, too, but old King Brrr said he wasn't going to have his daughter marrying any poverty-struck artist, and he gave poor Jack the cold shoulder.
Oh.
So the kids decided to elope and get married, and one night off they went.
Oh, boy. Was she pretty, mister? Was she?
She was lovely, sis. Her hair was full of moonlight, and she was wearing a string of pearls on a cobweb, and Jack had put stars in her eyes, and she was beautiful. But old King Brrr heard about him eloping, and he got his army together and took out after him. And right where this house is now, they caught Jack Frost and his princess.
Oh, the poor kid.
Old King Brrr and his whole army were just about to grab him when all at once it happened.
This is the good part now. This is the good part, huh?
Yes. Their fairy godmother saw the trouble they were having, and she stepped in and waved her magic wand, and zingo. The wicked king and his whole army turned into icicles.
Oh, goody.
Then she waved her wand again, and all the icicles turned into little drips. Naturally, nobody wants a bunch of little drips hanging around, so they just sort of disappeared. And Jack Frost and his princess lived happily ever after.
I'm glad.
But just to remind us what happened to wicked old King Brrr, the fairy godmother waves her wand every winter. And right over there by the house, you'll see a big icicle, king size. King Brrr. You like that story?
Oh, gee, that was just a wonderful story, Mr. McGee.
I enjoyed it.
It's so much more interesting than our teacher teacher's theory of what causes icicles, I betcha. My teacher claims that an icicle is just a natural manifestation of nature.
Well,
Caused by excessive moisture, such as melting snow.
Yeah, but...
Followed by periods of alternate thaw and freeze, thus crystallizing the moisture into a solidified pendant shape, or icicle. Wait till I tell her about old King... So long, mister.
So long. Still think that kid's a midget. Oh, hey, I almost forgot my own icicle. Oh, it's still hanging there, nice and solid. I thought it ought to be bigger by now, though. That's odd. It's cold out here, but the thing don't seem
Hey,
to...
McGee, aren't you frozen by now?
No, I'm watching that icicle till Doc gets here. 5 more minutes, and I win $5.
Say, I wanted to ask you about the hose you've got rigged up to the laundry tub.
Yeah?
When you turn that thing...
Oh, hold it, kiddo, hold it. Here comes Doc Gamble.
Yeah, but McGee, I want to tell you...
Don't let Doc hear you.
How's the icicles, Ross Ted? Did it fall yet?
Listen to him, Molly. He's looking right at it. You can see it hasn't fell. Well, fork over your fin, fish face. You just lost a bet.
Take it easy, Grabby. Huh? It's only 5 minutes till 4, and I'll pay off at 4 o'clock and not sooner. Matter of fact, that thing still looks shaky to me.
Don't worry. It's stuck up there good. And you're stuck, too.
McGee, it is getting smaller, and I'm trying to tell you...
Smaller? Oh, my gosh, it does look like it's...
Look at it.
Oh.
Steam coming off of it.
Hey, what?
How can that be? It's way below freezing here. And...
Oh, my gosh! It's melting. Look at it.
Look at that. It fell. It did fall. I won.
Oh, no, that's impossible. How could this happen?
Very easily.
Huh?
I've been trying to tell you, when you hooked up the hose to the laundry tub, you turned on the hot water.
Go fill the tub for me, will you? I want to soak my head.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. One of the modern trends in American meal planning is casserole cookery. More and more housewives are turning to easy-to-fix casseroles like delicious macaroni and cheese. But always one of the housewife's chores has been scouring the crust out of that casserole afterward. What's the answer? Why, Reynolds Wrap, of course. The original and genuine, the pure aluminum foil. Line your casseroles with Reynolds Wrap. A good way is to mold the foil around the outside of the dish. Then take that aluminum shell and place it inside the casserole, smoothing it around to make your lining. Let enough of the edges stick up so that afterwards you can fold them down to cover what's left over. Do this, and you'll never scour a casserole again. Get Reynolds Wrap at your grocer's in standard 25-foot rolls, jumbo economy rolls, 75 feet, also heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Made by the Reynolds Metals Company, world's largest producers of aluminum foil.
McGee, you'd better call the Gazette office and tell that photographer not to come.
Yeah, I guess so. Hand me the phone. Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the Wistful Vista Gazette, you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Myrtle? Tis, eh? What's say, Mert? Your father? Tossed in the jug, eh?
Oh, dear. Arrested, was he?
No, he went out to a farm and bought a gallon of apple cider, and paid $1 for the cider, and they tossed in the jug. How's that, Mert? Oh, okay. Line's out of order. Icicles.
Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Reynolds Aluminum also brings you Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And don't forget to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.